This will be
Nice.
interesting. Very interesting indeed. Right, so I guess welcome players and anyone who happens to be watching to In the Wake of the End Times. This is a homebrew campaign run by me, Guy. I guess everyone say hello and who will you be playing?
Silence.
Okay then.
Not all at once.
Silence.
Silence.
I guess I'll go. I'm Maya. Today I am going to be playing Elle. She is our cleric. She's pretty self-sufficient. She prefers to be off on her own. She loves reading books. And she's really curious. Kind of basically her basic description.
Lovely.
I am Hobo. I'll be playing a Tabaxi Druid, Lucky.
I'm Benny. I'm playing a once naive, now slightly more seasoned Warforged artillerist called Adam.
I'm Jay. I'm playing a monk called Flynn. That's probably gonna get knocked out immediately.
Oh
It's
no.
kind of a
Wait,
shame.
what?
But, yeah. That's
Meglu and them playing Alexis. He's like a backseat rogue who is sort of a con man, and he's gonna be lying half of the time. No connection to Lucky.
Yes, I don't want to be known for it.
Nice.
We're on the more cool side of the backseat.
Hey, Igloo, technical wise, your audio is really distorted. There's a lot of background noise. I want to look at that.
Mm-hmm.
I will use my PC in like 5 minutes. Until then, it's gonna be like.
Alright.
Radio. Well, rightio then. Unless anyone wants to say anything, we're just gonna hop straight into the game then. Good. Rightio. So, before we get to meet our characters and get to really understand Sanctuary, there needs to be an understanding of what happened before. The world before was as many would expect it. It was a magical place filled with adventures, villains, heroes, and all sorts of magical technological advances. It was, at the time, one of the most awe-inspiring times to be alive in. People had more freedoms, luxuries, and everything else at their disposal than any other time in previous memory. But with these new luxuries, with these new technological advancements came a desire to have more than what was already available. This came at a time of tension between nations, between races, between religions, between any subgroup. And eventually this boiling pot melted, and the world descended into chaos. War, and then eventually what is now referred to as the calamity. A catastrophic event that made many, if not all, parts of the surface for a time completely unhospitable to normal mortal lives. Very few were spared, but there were some. There were those who found sanctuary in, well, Sanctuary. And over the years, centuries, the decades, they've turned Sanctuary into a beacon of what once was. We go now into Sanctuary, an ancient dwarven underground city remade into this last bastion. The city comprises a population of about 3,000 individuals, all working for the benefit of each other. But all is not well. The thing keeping Sanctuary alive and well is its sunstone, a giant crystal planted into the ceiling that emits a permanent daylight spell. However, cracks are beginning to form. The power is beginning to wane, and many fear that the time of Sanctuary is coming to an end. The Elder, a once powerful magician, now in his old age, fragmented, still had the good cause aided by his council, to ask for volunteers, those willing to brave the unknown treachery of the wastes to bring sanctuary to salvation. Many came, many were vetted, and those have been chosen. No one knows who has been chosen yet, but today is that day. A grand announcement shall be made at the Elder's Keep, in the very center of Sanctuary. And that is where we're going to meet our characters, one by one, as they rise from whatever dwelling they have. We're going to start down the list on the Discord. So, Benny, how does Adam begin his day?
Not sleeping. This entity simply rises from a state of stasis, a state of rest, recuperating from the exhaustion of the previous day's activity. With a solemn undertaking to ensure that his charge is duly carried out. Having lived here for a while, he has fallen into a routine, exiting his somewhat modest living accommodation. He doesn't need very much, and as he steps out, he's recognized by many, but he really only greets a small select few. Moving forward with purpose and with haste, he heads to a interesting contraption, a fading light in a beautiful gem. Proceeds about his duties, caring for this, what is effectively the heart of the city which he's grown to love. His days carry on as such up until he is called to do otherwise, and he finds a solace in the routine.
Cool. Can we get a brief general description of your character as well?
Very well. Adam is a warforged that is about 6 foot tall. Sometimes he could be taller or shorter depending on how his body modifies itself. He has a very dark underlying layer of wood that is grained very intricately, almost as if it was script. Above that layer, he has layers of interlocking white, almost ivory-like bone material that forms the majority of his armor, separated in points with a darker, duller matte metal, this dark silver color. He has blue glows around the edges of where his ivory armor pieces separate from one another, and for a face, he has a very blank, emotionless, neutral face. 2 blue glowing eyes with some detail around where a chin would be. No mouth or eyes or any other defining feature to speak of. Some gray around the back of his head and some moving armor pieces elsewhere. As for his garb, right now he wears fairly simple garb, just a workman's tunic, something that would help get the day by, but otherwise his preferred attire is a long brown trench coat, a large wide brim hat with which he covers most of his face when in company that he's not quite comfortable with, and a large green backpack and pouches, lots and lots of pouches on almost every exposed surface.
Right. After that, Adam, we'll have Elixis.
Yes. Alexis is a Tabaxi rogue, as I said before. He sort of is lying all the time. That's sort of his thing, lying around. But, and wait, he just came out of a 7-year-long sentence, and he doesn't really have much to do. So he's sort of sleeping all the time, considering he didn't get to sleep well in prison. And he's about 6 feet tall and has yellowish, greenish sort of skin with gray stripes and wears a leather armor. That sort of.
Right here. Next up would be Hobo's character.
Okay, Lucky is also a tabaxi, but main defining feature is that she doesn't have any hair. She has green and blue heterochromatic eyes. So if you're talking about her beginning her day, she'll wake up before the sunstone is activated at the end of the night to dress in a brown tunic, walking boots, and put on her straw hat with a large preserved flower on it, and go down to tend to her crops. So she'll go past the agricultural sector at the top layer of the city, where most of the vegetables and the leafy vegetables grow, and down to the bottom layer, into the damp, dark bottom layer, where she tends to her mushrooms. So she'll check the humidity, she'll make sure that everything is fine, the temperature, and yeah, before the sun comes up. She is a pretty small tabaxi, 5 foot and just like 100 pounds. Yeah.
Right here. Next up would be Jay.
Flynn is dressed in like a lot of green, kind of flowy clothes, not like monk clothes, but just kind of flowy. I don't know. I'm not good at describing things.
Yeah.
He begins his day waking up, and well, he's a wood elf, so he doesn't really wake up, but he begins his day by helping this elder that he's living with, just helping him with whatever he needs for the day, and he'll probably go to the bar for a couple of hours, and then go back home. He doesn't do a lot, but
Right.
yeah, and that's about it.
Last but not least, Maya.
All right. So Elle, she is a young woman. She's about 5'9", like 140 pounds. She's still living with her parents currently. So she pretty much just wakes up in her room, gets herself ready, and she's probably gonna head out to, the best place where she's like, is there a library? I'm assuming where she
Yes.
gets all her information. Yeah.
Mhm.
So that's
There
where
is
she's
a-
gonna be heading to. Mhm.
Right here.
All right, yeah,
So-
but she's got long, kind of straight brown hair, bangs that almost cover her eyes. She's dressed in kind of like heavy cloaks of black and purple. She's heavily armored. And yeah, pretty much what she looks
Right. And as all of you go about your day as you have done for almost all your days, you think, is today the day I get called? All of you know that at the zenith of the Sunstone's charge, everyone is to gather around the Elder's Keep to hear the announcement. The announcement of who will be sent out to the wastes, those who will either go out and find a cause to save Sanctuary or won't ever come back again. There is a mix of fear, ambition, excitement, all kinds of things. And as you go through your day, these thoughts just radiate through your mind. And the time comes when the announcement is to be called. Assuming all of you would head to the Elder's Keep just outside it.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Right here. So with that, now you see the mass majority of Sanctuary now are crowded around this small little island under a sea of magma. And those that can't fit are on the outskirts, on buildings, looking from balconies, out through windows, trying to see a rare glimpse of the Elder. And out from a very tall balcony, escorted by a tall elven woman, comes out the Elder. Now, many of you would have seen the Elder before. It's rare you see him nowadays, but Adam, you would have seen the Elder many, many times over the course of your lifespan. And it is a foreign cry of how he used to hold himself. The once proud, tall, rough, but experienced man that you once knew is now hunched, graying, and with a blankness in his eyes that you're never quite sure if he's really there or not. But he gets out. And with what magical prowess he still has left, he casts some spell, and with a booming voice, he lets out to everyone in Sanctuary. Citizens of Sanctuary, as you may know, our sunstone is waning. And with that, there are a couple audible and gasps of surprise. Yes, yes. This is the first time that we have announced this information openly, but we know that there has been mass rumors about it. Well, I have come today to tell you these are true. But with this comes hope. We have gone through many applicants who have come to us. Guards, farmers, citizens. Everyone had the opportunity to come. And we have chosen those that will go out to the wastes and save us. Please, once you hear your names, come through the keep. First, and to many, this is not a surprise, but Adam, please come forward.
Adam will step forward.
Next, Lucky.
You hear like
Please.
a small voice coming from like below eye level, and most people is like, excuse me. She's like going through the crowd.
Next, L.
She kind of looks amused and steps out and just kind of nods approvingly. All right then. As she walks up.
Flynn.
Yeah, he'll step up looking very cocky.
Can we see your face?
Yeah, are you wearing the mask?
Oh, yeah. I forgot to say I'm not wearing a mask
Oh,
right
okay.
now. He has like a... I forgot that I had a face.
I
know.
forgot you had a face.
I just
he has-
imagine the mask looking cocky.
He has like a big ass scar across his face with like a tattoo on the left side of his face going down. That's all you need to know about that. But yeah, very cocky.
Mm-hmm. So you step forward. Lastly, is this right? Yes. Alexis.
He steps forward, smiling smugly.
Oh man, that was
Oh,
loud.
no.
Lucky recognizes him and looks a little bit scandalized.
Oh.
Adam would raise an eyebrow if he had one.
We're too confident already.
The cockiness is overwhelming.
It's too much.
Too much. So, as all of you step forward and enter the keep and are brought up many sets of stairs to the balcony where the elder is, you can now see him in much greater detail. You see a short-ish man for an elf. He's maybe about 5'7" in his current hunched position, wearing very long black, you're probably seeing his silk robes. They cover most of his body, going all the way down to the floor, covering him up. He has a very wild, unkept, kind of graying beard, and again, a kind of gray, placid look to his eyes. However, standing next to him is a much more aware figure. This, again, a elven physique, standing out just below 6 foot, maybe about 5'10", 5'11". A tall woman clad in very utilitarian, but almost like a uniform. Best way I could describe it is like a police officer's dress uniform.
Yeah.
So kind of light blue color with small little tassels and badges present on it. She wears a small set of spectacles just on the bridge of her nose, and she has kind of vibrant green eyes. Many of you would know this as Eleanor. She is the granddaughter to the elder, and she is widely seen as his right hand. Right, and she kind of steps up to you and says, right, I thank you. I really do thank you for your volunteering for this expedition. Please step forward and let the city see you. She kind of steps back and she kind of grabs the elder by the shoulder and he kind of just follows her.
I'm gonna train my eyes on the elder again, just while he's leaving. Just watch them for a second before they leave, before I turn back to see what the rest of the party is doing and facing the city.
As you do so, the elder does make eye contact with you, and kind of just from that first look, you feel like he recognizes you,
Mm-hmm.
but not completely.
Solemn nod,
And then,
turning back.
yes. Did the rest of you step forward?
So we are on this balcony now?
Yes. So you were in essentially like the main office for the elder, and then there's a balcony leading out to the crowds of people outside. They've asked you to step forward and let the crowd see you.
Then yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Elle's
I feel-
definitely the last one, kind of just like hiding behind whoever's tallest.
Give a little
Uh,
wave.
You're given a couple of moments of kind of just basking into the praise and cheers of the populace, crying out things of "Thank you, well done, you'll save us," things of the such. And after a couple moments of that, Eleanor comes back out and kind of squeezes through you, and again with some magical prowess, lets out again a booming voice. These are the individuals that will, hopefully, save us. Give them all due courtesy and respect for their final day. As tomorrow, they will be leaving Sanctuary. And with that, the applause and the praise becomes cacophonous. It's echoing throughout this cavern. A couple minutes go by of this, and then Eleanor, again with his booming voice, kind of quiets everyone down. Right. Everyone, please return back to your stations, your jobs, and your businesses. There is much to be done, and even in these trying times, we must maintain order. And with that, and with the help of the guard, pushing people away from the Elder's Keep and assuming people back into the streets, the crowd quickly disperses, and the balcony is closed. Now you can see a couple of more individuals have made their way into the Elder's office around you. And Eleanor comes up to all of you. Says, right, so I'm sorry to spring this on you as of such, but we need you essentially to leave tomorrow as early as possible. We cannot emphasize how important your task is, and we will give you every due courtesy and every due equipment you need for this journey. Please take these. And she each hands you a pack. This pack contains about a week's worth of dry rations. This includes food and water.
I'm assuming not mine, right?
Not yours.
Okay.
They know you do not consume food. This pack also contains 50 foot of hempen rope, climbing equipment, so a climber's kit,
Okay.
and 5 torches each.
Clarification, is this in addition to the starting equipment we already have?
In addition.
Oh.
The rest
Wait, what's
of
this
the equipment
for?
that you
This one?
start with is also given to you as equipment.
Gotcha.
Sorry, how many torches did you say?
5 torches each.
So 5 torches, 50 foot of hempen rope, and the climbing equipment.
Climbing equipment, yes, as well as tent equipment.
Tent equipment, got it.
Tent equipment.
Yeah. So so that means that, for example, right now I have 100 foot of hempen rope because I already had one to begin with.
Yes, or you have 2 sets of 50 foot of hempen.
Yeah, I have 2 sets of 50 foot. Yes, sir.
Yes.
And one 2-person tent. Is that the one?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucky's gonna take it and she's gonna say, thank you very much. It is a great honor to be chosen for this expedition.
Well, again, we thank you for your dedication to the city. We appreciate all of your efforts.
Does
If
it
there's anything else,
seem like anyone in the party is struggling with all the items that they've been given, like they can't carry them?
I don't know. Is anyone struggling with all the equipment they've been given?
Probably me, because I'm the smallest.
I will look at you, and then I'm not gonna say anything, just wordlessly step up in front of you and stand there almost awkwardly for a moment doing nothing. And then I'm going to take everything that they just gave me, open this very small pouch on the side of my pack, and I'm gonna put everything in there, and it's way too large to fit in, but it all does. And I motion for you to do the same.
Oh my, it's convenient.
I
I'm
nod.
just gonna put the tent in there.
Okay.
That's the biggest thing.
Mm-hmm.
On D&D Beyond, it says I'm over carrying capacity. I'm not. I have a bag of holding. Just putting that out
Yeah,
there.
it's strange. Yeah, Joe, I understand that.
Yeah.
You've got a bag of holding. You essentially keep all of your stuff in.
Yeah.
Yes. Other than that, right. Before you leave, if there's any more equipment or items that you require, we would be more than happy to supply you with what we can.
I want daggers, a lot of them.
I will make a request to the blacksmiths to see if they have daggers. Should be able to get
Speaking
them to
of the blacksmith, I would also like to acquire some tools, smith's tools, some other tools, tinkering tools, and what's not. Would you be able to do that for me, or should I look at the various smithies around town?
No, we should be able to acquire whatever tools you need.
Thank you. That would be most helpful.
Of course. Right.
Well, since we're all making requests, some parchment would be nice. I would need to make records of whatever we find.
Of course. We will get you the finest parchment we require.
Lovely, thank you.
She looks to the rest of the party. Is anything else any of you require?
I do have a question.
Yes.
If we are to find treasures, are we allowed to?
Whatever you find out in the wastes, assumedly it's yours to keep. But if you do find a way, an item or a person that could repair the sunstone, then we do ask you hand it over once you return.
Do you have any misgivings about what our mission is supposed to be, Cat? You might find solace in the freedom behind these walls, but you are not to forget we are heading out for a purpose.
Yes, I know your purpose and blah.
I recognize you. It is a miracle you have been
course
chosen
you
to
do.
come with us. Cherish the opportunity, do not squander it.
Sure.
Well, right. If that's it, then I suggest you say your goodbyes and make any preparations final. This will be your last day in Sanctuary.
And will nod. We'll see the
Yes.
rest of you at the breach first thing tomorrow then. I have matters to attend to, and he's going to turn and walk away towards the direction of the sunstone.
Do I know what the breach is?
Yeah, the breach. It is this large, door, essentially stone door that has been sealed shut since the calamity itself.
Is it actually called a breach? I was ad-libbing.
No, it's not called a breach.
But
It's not called a breach, but I just kind of went with it.
fair enough.
Yes.
Oh shit.
Yes.
If nothing else is happening when we're leaving, I would like to talk to Alexis a bit.
Alright.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like kind of sidle up to you and like, your reputation precedes you, Mr. Alexis. I didn't expect to see you here.
Of course it does.
But
I am
may I
quite
ask why
popular.
you volunteered for this expedition?
There's nothing left in the city for me. I would like to
see things. Adventure.
How noble.
Not really.
I was being sarcastic.
And no.
I'm gonna like these cats.
Talk. Aw, can't talk.
Cat fight. So, is there anything that your characters will want to do during this bit of downtime before they leave for the wastes? The whole city is at your disposal.
Adam will spend his last day with the other caretakers of the Sunstone. Uh, whatever acquaintances he's made here, he will try his best to meet each and every one, shake their hand once at least.
Right. You do this thing, you go round the caretakers, all of them giddy and very excited that you, of all people, are going out.
Mhm.
They pat you on the back and they would offer you drinks, but they know you don't drink.
I mean, he does, he just doesn't get drunk. And also, it doesn't quite go in him, it just
He just
kind of
dribbles.
Yeah, it just like splatters all over him.
Throws it on his face.
Just throws it onto.
Yeah, no, he doesn't drink.
Yes. There are teary goodbyes, happy farewells, and with all the acquaintances that you have met and all the acquaintances that have
I
left
wanna do
before you.
something.
Yes.
I'm gonna go to the guys who got me arrested and tell them to suck.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh.
Of course.
Okay. Yeah. So you make your way actually further down to the Elder's Keep, is where obviously the guards, actually main headquarters is. You make your way down and go into a room that is just filled with uniformed officers. You head up to a specific desk. Detective O'Reilly, the man who put you and your racket away. He is a fairly plain-looking human, kind of tan skin, brown eyes, brown hair, older gentleman, and he kind of just doesn't really notice you as you kind of walk up, and then when you do kind of just tap on his table, he kind of looks up to you, and what do you say to him?
Suck it. When I come back,
Plain and simple.
That's it, you just say that and you leave.
when I come back, I will replace you.
Oh God.
Wow.
Yeah. So Detective O'Reilly kind of looks up, like goes like to say something to you, and like you see like his fist clench and trembling, looks at you, like looks over towards some people behind him who are looking at him. They nod, they shake their head, and you see the fist just go underneath his table, like with a gritted smile says, "Sure."
How close is he to me?
He's like maybe like less than 5 feet away from you.
Can I whisper him and nobody else will hear?
Yeah, you could do so.
Listen here, but when I come back, I will give you money and you give me everything you confiscated from the siege.
He kind of looks at you, says again with a gritted smile, "We'll see, cat. We'll see."
Yes.
You see now, like the veins on his forehead are beginning to bulge.
No, you don't scare me, right?
Radio. Anything else you want to do? Antagonize any more officers?
No.
Right here. So you
Officers
get
of
that
the
little
law, step forward and be antagonized.
bit- Yes. So after this confrontation, is there anything else Alexis would do with the rest of his day, or would he just spend it sleeping or whatever?
He's gonna hang around in the tower.
Yeah. So the general kind of attitude towards you is one of positivity. There are a few people that seem like, how the fuck did he get chosen? Like confusion, but like, well, I mean, might as well be him. And they do seem to be like very willing to buy you drinks and food and at least make your last day here comfortable. Rightio. Maya, what is your character doing on their last day in Sanctuary?
Yes, I think Elle would, after having this meeting and talking to everybody, she's gonna head home to meet with her parents. And the way that I kind of envision that going down is she just like walks in the door, and her mom is there crying, And her dad
Mhm.
is just like patting her on the back and just like, no, it's fine. And her mom is just basically freaking out, like, no, she can't do this. I don't want her to go away, my baby, blah 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 blah. And Elle would kind of just like roll her eyes. She's always been a bit closer to her dad, so her dad's just
Mhm.
like, he more so believes in her abilities, so he's not
Mm.
really freaking out as much, I guess, to paint the picture. But yeah, she's heading there to say her goodbyes and to pack up, whatever she's taking with her.
Yeah. Yeah, it is how you say your mother. You can hear her from a street down from when you make it towards your house. Very
No.
audible wails and cries. Oh, my baby! But this waste! She'll end up doing something nasty. And your father's just there, just quietly, just rubbing her back. And like the door, like you kind of very like quietly, you're trying not to make yourself known, so you open the door, but it creaks ever so slightly, and immediately your mother looks over at you,
Well,
just red in the face, like whatever makeup she had is just running down her eyes. Kind of like looks over at you and just, my baby, and like she like gets up and like walks over to you, arms outstretched.
Luke, your distraught mother voice is eerily accurate. It's like, it makes me uncomfortable. That's how accurate it is.
Good. Yeah, she comes
Elle's,
over and
yeah, she's still just kind of rolling her eyes, and she's like, all right, and
Yeah,
and she'll hug her
you just-
back, but kind of reluctant.
yeah. You kind of see your father kind of just leaning down on the table. He kind of looks at you. He doesn't say anything, but he gives you an affirmative, kind of quiet nod, like, "Yeah, you got this."
She'll just say
Your
to
mother
him,
holds.
"Oh, you
Okay.
go ahead."
No, you go ahead.
Okay, and she'll just say, I'm gonna find out what's out there, Dad, for all of us."
Again, you see a small smile creep across his face and like a very proud nod towards your way. Your mother, however, just at the moment you begin to speak, just begins to wail even louder. And this whole thing will go on for about a solid 15. Like she's got you in a death grip.
Well, Elle's
But
just sitting
eventually-
there with her eyes up, just waiting for it to end. She's just allowing it to happen.
Yeah. So eventually, your mother lets you go, and you're able to get all of your belongings, all your equipment, and everything else that you would take from your home.
Hmm.
At this point, your mother seems to have gained it together a little bit. Her face is still puffy and red, and her makeup is now just like it looks clownish. You know, it's gone. It's like she's rubbed
Oh.
her face, and it's just smeared all over. And she's
All
just
right,
kind of
then.
sitting there.
Well, Elle will have all of her things, and she'll kind of just drop it by the door and just go over to her mom and just shake her head, like kind of with a smile on her face, and just rub all of the makeup that's like all smeared, just rub it off of her mom's face, and just shake her head at her. Everything's gonna be fine, Mom. And hey, if I don't go and figure this out, then we all die. So, I mean, if I die trying to figure this out, it's not that big of a deal. Just it'll be fine. I know what I'm doing, Mom. I've studied hard.
I want you to roll a persuasion check to see how she takes that.
Oh.
First roll.
First roll.
Negative charisma. Negative charisma. All right. I need
This
to
sets the
pick the
tone for the
dice.
rest of the campaign. Come on,
Yes,
you
I
can
need
do
to
it.
pick my dice wisely. I'm gonna try these
Pick
ones.
dice wisely.
They're the most goth.
It dice.
Most goth dice.
Oh no, 6.
Oh no.
Oh.
6. Yeah, so your mother says that, and when you say, "And if I don't do this, we all die," she like it's like you can hear like an audible snapping sound as her mind just
Oh my
breaks,
god. Why?
and the wailing gets louder.
Why,
She
Luke?
just
Why?
because I want to break you. That's why. And she begins to wail now into your father's shoulder, and you can just see the makeup smears begin to get onto his like nice coat, essentially. and he looks at you like with a look of really, but also like, okay, right. I'm sure you'll be fine. Save us. I now have to deal with this for the next week, maybe. Goodbye.
Hopefully.
Sorry, Dad. Elle just kind of shrugs as she's like backing out of the room.
Yeah. Again, there is that kind of like half concerned, half happy smile he gives you and kind of waves you off. Your mother is beside herself.
Yeah, Elle would definitely just dip out. She's not obviously the most equipped to deal with her mother.
No. So, where would you go after this? Because you still have essentially a night to go before this all goes down.
Where was the place we were meeting again?
Essentially, I guess I'm just gonna call it the breach. The breach. Essentially, it's a large
Where
set
was the place
of
we were meeting
stone
again?
doors that have been sealed shut since the calamity. It is over here on the map, on the east side. No, west. Yes, west.
Okay.
Got my cardinal directions there mixed up. Right. Moving on to Lucky. What would you be doing on your last day in Sanctuary?
I'll be heading straight to the gardens, the fields, to just, I guess, talk with my colleagues. I didn't clear this with you, but I actually thought that my family was a farming family as well, if that's okay. So like
That's
most of my relatives are there as well.
Mhm.
So I guess we'd be like discussing like what they think I would find and like what I should look out for up there,
Mhm.
because
I think-
none of us have ever seen anything about nature on the surface. So
Unlike Elle's family, your one is just filled with a very excited energy. They've been farmers and they've been cultivators of life since their whole lives, and knowing that their daughter is going out there to see what the world has become does it with a bit of bit of fear and a bit of anxiety about it, but also like a genuine enthusiasm. What you've been tasked with doing. They kind of ask you, "Oh, remember, if you collect any samples you find, if they're carnivorous, be careful. If they're poisonous, be careful. If they're just be careful."
I will.
Aww.
I'll record everything. I'll bring
Yes,
it back.
please. Yeah, I know you're gonna come back, and I know that you're gonna bring us such interesting things to read. Just do come back, and I don't know what we do without you.
Oh,
Right. Well, I suppose there is something that I do want to give you.
who is speaking?
Is your father?
Oh, okay.
Sorry, should mention that. Your father kind of goes over to into what is like his private greenery section, like small little potted plants that aren't actually like useful in any way. They're mainly just pretty flowers and nice forms of flora
Mhm.
that aren't usually allowed to grow because most of the plants that are grown are used for utilitarian things like medicine and food. And he hands you this very beautiful kind of purple and white rose.
Oh,
Says, this is something a little special that I've been making, and I thought maybe you could introduce it to the wild. Maybe by the time that you come back, these will be grown all over the place.
so it's in a pot.
It's a small little clay pot.
Okay, Dad, I'll try. I don't know what the soil quality is like up there, but I'll see if it'll take. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
I'm just gonna try and stuff it in my backpack. I don't think it's gonna fit. It's gonna like poke out to the top.
Yeah, it pokes out to the top, so in the back you just see this little, quite big actually, red and white rose. Right. And with that, would you spend the night with your family, or would you go to a tavern or something of the
We'll
such?
just have a last meal together.
Mhm. You have a nice family meal. Again, the air is filled with a genuine excitement for your journey.
DM, I need to step away for a second, really quick. I'll be right back. But I do have something else that Adam wants to do before the night is over. I'll be back and I'll tell you about that.
Of course. Radio. So Flynn, what would you be doing with your last day of Sanctuary?
Flynn would go talk to Wrath for a little bit, get a drink at her bar, and then go home, change clothes into something better suited for going outside the walls. Get all of his equipment or whatever, grab his big metal quarterstaff, and then just help Olanjar around and make sure that he knows that he's leaving and that he'll promise to be back.
So
and
you,
then, yeah,
sorry,
no,
so
you.
so you spend a couple hours at Rasbar, and Rasbar is essentially what is equivalent to a dive bar, in Sanctuary, but it is a pretty well kept one. Wrath is a tall Goliath woman, stands at about maybe 7'2", covered in tattoos, wears kind of black robes and cloaks and things of the such, kind of white hair, and she has kind of just above her on the bar, essentially just a giant sword, about the size of a normal person. Wrath is actually an exile from the Goliath section of Sanctuary. A fight went wrong, and she was essentially exiled, and she, on her own whim, opened a bar, and it's been rather successful. I imagine, tell me if I'm wrong, that the kind of relationship that you two have is very, you come in to drink, very few words are shared, but that's what you want that relationship to be.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so you kind of come in, you take up your stool essentially at the bar, and before you even have time to ask for a drink, there's already one in front of you. No words are shared, she just has this drink for you, and whenever you finish one drink, she just hands you another one.
Yeah, before I leave, I'll put a gold on the counter.
She takes it. She gives you a solid nod, still cleaning table, and you leave that bar, and you make your way back to your little abode where you share with Mentor. I always forget his name, I apologize.
Yeah, it's like Olanjar.
Elanjar. So,
Weird name.
yeah,
I'm back, by the
Elanjar.
way.
Hey, so you say your goodbye to Elanjar. He passes on whatever wisdom that he has. It's not really good wisdom. It's like, remember, if you say something weird, hit it with a stick.
Don't eat weird
That's good
plants.
wisdom.
If it doesn't look safe to eat, boil it.
Thank you. Yet more wisdom that'll help me in the future.
Yes. He has never left Sanctuary, but he makes it seem he is a wise explorer.
Yeah. When I leave in the morning, I'll say goodbye, Aloris, and then walk out.
Okay. So you do this, and I think that's everyone. So
I do have something I want to do before the night is
yes,
over.
sorry, Bennett.
Right.
Adam, what is Adam wanting to do before?
Right. So after meeting with the other keepers of the Sunstone,
He was
Adam
cutting in
will-
and out, Benny. I think
Yes,
he needs to
Benny,
stop.
Hey, can you
Yeah,
guys hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I was also saying there's a lot of background noise as well.
Sorry. After finishing up with the other keepers of the Sunstone, in the evening, Adam will head out into the city. He will stop at a few houses where he is readily welcomed. There's an old woman that he meets that he's known her family since the days of her grandmother. He will meet an old man. His father was once a good friend, and he will say goodbye to a lot of families that he's known in his years. Out of curiosity, how old is Flynn?
110. I
Okay,
don't think
so
they know my parents.
no, yeah, but I probably have known you then. Maybe like met in acquaintance or something. I don't know. Then yeah, I'm going to just go around town. I knew a much older light gate, so I'm gonna stop by that estate as well and like just bow. I'm assuming that they don't want to be disturbed, so I'll just stand outside and bow at the light gate residence. Keep moving further, and I will spend the better part of the night saying goodbye to almost everyone that I have met, which is at this point almost like a good portion of the city.
Yeah, so you spend the rest of the evening kind of tirelessly going home to home, state to state,
Mhm.
apartment to apartment, just saying your farewells, your goodbyes, and your thank yous for whatever experiences you've had with them.
Yeah.
And yeah, again, you are well known and well respected in the town, and the sentiment is shared. So, as all of you eventually
I'm
come,
sorry. There's one thing I forgot
yes,
about. Can I?
yeah,
I've
no, of
left
course, go ahead.
a herbalism kit. Can I go about acquiring
Yes,
one?
again, yes. So you would head over to your father would probably give you a herb kit.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Oh,
Is there?
uh,
Yes.
Well,
Oh,
I need kids too.
do you need? Is it thieves kit? Thieves tools?
And this guy's kid.
Disguising. I say you probably have a contact in the city where you could know you can get a set of thieves tools. Oh, bloody hell, that is loud.
Sound like someone just
Benny.
destroyed their mic.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So you have a contact in the city that you can easily get a set of thieves tools from. A disguise kit will be a bit more difficult, however, as like it is like many sets of clothes and wigs, and many of the clothes that Sanctuary has is very utilitarian and can fit in. Okay, so just roll me a d20 and just see how good your luck is.
Oh,
Ooh.
16. 16.
16? Yeah,
Yes.
you're able to. Yeah, I'd say with a 16, you the same contact where you got the thieves' tools from, you get yourself a halfway decent disguise kit.
Oh,
Yeah. Right. Is there anything else anyone wants to do? Last chance.
Not like we're gonna have much money.
let's.
Instead of sleeping in my quarters, I will sleep where the sunstone is, kneeling,
Okay.
looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna get some playing cards and dice at a fair book.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Again,
if
that very easy to come by. You can get yourself a set of playing cards and dice. Right.
how much do I pay for all this?
No, like again, these people know that you're essentially possibly going out to your death, and or the salvation of Sanctuary, so they can give up a deck of cards and a set of dice, no qualms.
Alright.
Yep. So, finally, assuming that is everything, you guys will make your way to your various states of rest in homes, in taverns, next to the sunstone, or wherever else sleep finds you. And early in the morning, you are awakened.
Say goodbye to Aloris.
You say goodbye to Aloris. You make your way to him, and he is tucked into his bed at this time. He spends most of his time just resting now. He kind of looks over to you again with this kind of glazed expression. Kind of nods slightly, but it's a confused nod. Like he does know you, but he can't remember where from.
It has been a long time, friend. Centuries have not been kind.
Yes, they haven't.
I
The
doubt we
time.
would meet again, but I am glad to have spent the time with you that I have.
Thank you.
When you first told me of my immortality, did you know that that blessing came with a curse to see everyone I would love to die?
I remember my daughter. She was in her prime,
Hmm.
but cruel hands took her, like they will take many around you. It is a curse, but use it wisely, and you can bring such joy, purpose to many people.
I will put a hand on his forehead, just kind of softly. Rest now, friend. I venture forth.
With that, his eyes kind of close and he sort of turns away from you in his bed.
I will, on the way out, I will see Eleanor and then I'll make my way to the breach.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. With that, there is again another crowd, all making their way around the breach. Everyone, and I mean everyone, is here. All of you are escorted through the crowd by guards, and you are there standing next to many of the council members, including Eleanor, Stephen and Eleanor being the grandchildren of the elder. And with this, Eleanor kind of steps up to you. Right. Have you everything you require? After this, those...
Whoa.
Oh, background noise there, Benny. Right. As I was saying, when those doors close, then the only time that you're able to come back is once you've completed your mission. This is the last time you'll see Sanctuary for a very long time. Do you have everything you require?
Has she given me the parchment I asked for yet?
Yes, at this point, all the equipment you asked for will be given to you.
Then I'll just kind of take one last look at the city and turn back to her. I'm ready.
Would the library have let me take in some books?
Yeah, they would have.
Definite
They
loan.
They would. They would have let you take in select books. No, like ancient tomes or old history.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
general things. That what kind of things would you have been asking to take?
Just about general things, probably about nature. About different types of gods. That book might be kind of scarce, though. Would they let me have that one?
Those books would be scarce. I'd say. Again, roll me a persuasion check to see if you can move the book into your bag.
Oh no, my negative stat. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, 12.
12. I think that, and in consideration of your impending journey, they would relent and they would give you a book of the Pantheon. Yep.
Yeah, that's definitely the most important. I guess if there's any like crazy mythical beasts like books, those would be cool as well.
Yeah, there's a book of mystical beasts and monsters and things of such.
Awesome.
They have no
So
problems handing that over. Yeah.
I'll take those 3 then.
Right here. Right here.
Could I try and find a healer's kit somewhere?
Oh, easily. You would head over to essentially the clinics or an apothecary in city, and they would happily hand over a healer's kit.
Right, that's all I need.
Yep. Right. Okay. I say, this is it. Kind of Eleanor kind of brushes down her shoulders, kind of straightens her hair, meddles with the glasses a little bit, stands up. She kind of goes over to Stephen, kind of has a terse couple words with him, and both of them step up to this crowd. And again, some magic happens, and their voices are booming. And we said, right, with this, the first time in more than 400 years, these doors will open. Stephen now says, and with this, these brave, really undoubtedly brave individuals are going out there to, save us and stuff.
Save your silver tongue, child.
Stephen kind of like looks over at you again with a harsh look at you, Adam.
Yeah. Adam has no patience for Stephen.
Well, let's appreciate the work that these fine individuals will undoubtedly do for us. Right, I've said my piece. Goodbye. He kind of looks at all of you, waves, and then he kind of just walks through the crowd, leaving.
Hell of a send off.
Yep. Eleanor kind of like looks at him and like a very like the fuck kind of look. Okay. Right. Again, yes, our appreciations to our brave explorers who will undoubtedly come back with salvation of a sanctuary. Yes. Right.
Ella's just rolling her eyes at her mom's wailing in the background.
It's very audible. And she kind of walks up to. Now she walks up to Adam. Okay, Adam. She hands you this like small kind of black gem.
Mm-hmm.
This is the only thing that will be able to open those doors. Once they're closed, that's it. We only have one of these, so don't waste it or don't lose it.
Can I identify it?
You can.
All right, so I'll spend a minute identifying it while I just look it over, spending a spell slot on that.
Essentially, what? Oh,
Hear you. Hello?
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
What's up?
Everything on my computer disconnected for a second. Were you saying something?
No.
Okay. Yeah, but I identified it. Did I get anything from that?
Yes, you did get identified. Essentially, this is the arcane key to a very powerful arcane lock.
Right. Okay.
This gem is essentially charged with an intensely powerful, what it would be, enchantment?
Yeah, it would be abjuration or enchantment or something like that.
Yeah, it would be abjuration enchantment magic. It's very strong, and probably you'd reckon that this is a thing that would open the doors once they're sealed shut.
Mm-hmm.
Again, only use this in the case of emergency or you have found what we are looking for. I trust this with you.
Adam will put it deep inside the bag of holding.
He kind of like looks over at you, Flynn. Yes?
No, sorry, I was saying okay because I got back. I wasn't there.
Cool.
My bad.
Right. Again, I cannot express the gratitude that I have, I'm sure, as to all of you, for what you're doing for us. Right. I guess here we go. Please step forward. Eleanor begins to walk over to this very old door. And you now begin to actually have an examine of it for a while. And it is covered in many arcane sigils, locks, and patterns that, even just looking at them, are confusing to the mind.
I'm going to lean over to Flynn and be like, "Do you want to know how they open it?"
Sure.
You see that round sigil up there? They put it in O for onward.
How do you know all this?
I don't. That was my attempt at a joke.
Oh,
Was that bad?
It was great.
Oh, yay!
You're a real bundle of joy. Glad you're here.
A friend of mine told me I should try some levity sometime.
Oh boy.
I don't know what that word means.
Right. Right. Don't make me laugh because I won't be able to stop. Right. Okay. Yes. So, Eleanor, you see her hands begin to visibly coat in this magic as she places her hand on several of these arcane sigils, and they begin to, like, what you thought was stone begins to mold and shift into different locks, different positions, until all of them combine into this one, what you would probably see as like a magic circle. And with that, she kind of places one finger at the bottom of it, and it lights up with a bright green energy. And with that, the energy fades, and you begin to hear the grinding of stone against stone slowly begin to open. many people in the crowd begin to take like several very scared steps back, as now it dawns all of you that you are leaving Sanctuary. You are leaving the place that you have called your home for the first time. Very possibly the last time. And as these doors open, they lead out into a dark cave. But at the end of that cave is a light. Eleanor, still holding this magic, says, "Right? Once these doors close, the only thing that will open them is that jewel I gave you. Good luck. May whatever gods still remain bless you."
Adam will turn, take one last look at the city. He sees a few familiar faces. He raises a hand up, palm outward towards the city. Closes his palm, turns, and walks.
I'll throw out a peace sign and then follow him.
Elle just gives a wave and heads on.
Okay.
Yeah, Lucky's like vibrating with excitement. Going.
Mm-hmm.
Just walks in. He doesn't care.
Yes. So, as all of you say your goodbyes to the only people you've ever known, as you begin to walk down this dark tunnel, you begin to hear the grinding of stone again as these doors shut. And again, you see now these arcane sigil begins to break now into fragments and takes the shape of many other symbols on this door. And with that, Sanctuary is closed.
I immediately pull out a book. I flip to a page that is entirely blank, and I put a dot right in the center, and I mark it Sanctuary. And then I draw a small little cave and an opening. And once the opening is drawn, I look at the rest of the party and say, "Therefore begins our cartography."
Oh, lovely. That's very useful.
I don't know that word either.
Oh my god.
Flint's a mood. Right.
Well then, what are you guys good at doing other than maps?
I got into a lot of fights when I was younger. I won most of them.
How about now?
Right.
I mean, I assume I'm still pretty good. It's been a while.
All right, he fights. What about you, Robo Man?
I understand more things than most of you. I can combine.
How do you know that? Can you like scan our brains?
No, that is not what I mean. I mean that when in terms of magic, I have a unique ability that I have not yet observed in any other individual to combine magical essences with mundane or everyday mechanical objects to achieve results that you might consider unusual.
And cat people?
We do very different things. I'm a botanist. I'm good at plants.
Okay.
Of course, the sunstone is instrumental to growing food for the city. That's why I'm here.
I guess that makes sense.
I'm supposed to answer this, right? I can scheme, I can deceive, and I can see through people.
How useful?
Is that you making another joke?
What?
Who
No.
knows?
I like how
I even
both
thought that one was kind of
responded.
What about you, lady?
Oh, I know some kind of magic I've studied. And I'm pretty knowledgeable. So I'm hoping that I can assess everything and gain some new information here and help all of us at the same time.
Perhaps we should venture forth.
What does outside look like?
Well, currently you're in like a dark cave that leads out into a light. If you've played the original, played Fallout 3, it's that kind of
Yeah.
that's,
Ooh.
that's
I don't know. But
You said Fallout 3 and Igloo, and I
You're-
immediately like
You're
yeah.
vibing too hard. Too hard
It's
vibing.
yeah. So you know the kind of thing. It's a small tunnel that leads out to this, essentially the main entrance to Sanctuary.
Okay, where is Nuketown? Sorry, Megaton. Wrong franchise. No mind. Anyway, sorry.
Are there big roaches?
No,
Maybe.
please no.
No, there's not
Yes,
big
I
roaches.
hate
I hate
roaches. All right. Anyway,
I love roaches. I used to have a pet roach that I'd have crawl on my body.
I
loved them.
hate them.
Who are you?
It's pretty cute though.
He's
I can
Luke. Are you
appreciate
really
it.
that surprised?
Really? I named him Gary
I am unsurprised.
Why, Gary?
because I name things.
I'm
name things
eating. Can we
Gary,
not talk about
Jimmy,
roaches?
or
Is there a name that's better suited to a cockroach?
No.
I don't know,
Also, I'm eating.
Callum.
Callum's pretty good.
Jesus Christ, guys.
there we go.
Yeah, can we? I'm gonna walk forward out of this cave and see what I
Yes.
see.
Yeah, you right. So you walk out of this cave, and especially for you, Adam, you feel this cold wind, but you don't just feel that. You feel a wave, what you could only describe as magic, just rush over you. And for a being that is kind of beyond human, you feel like an intense sense of nausea as this, well, I guess the first bit of fresh air you've ever felt hits you. It's almost disorientating how potent the magic is out here. It's nothing like it was
Jeez.
compared.
What do I
in
see?
Sanctuary. You see a lot of white snow. Because you've never seen snow. This white substance that seems to just lay on the ground. You see many trees kind of just growing out this small entrance. And you see what seems to be a small incline leading down.
I will immediately make note of what I see in the notebook, and from the bag of holding, I will pull out. What do I have? Let's see. I'm going to pull out. I have like 3 sets of clothes for different. I'm gonna just pull out a bunch of like fabrics and throw them at each the rest of them and go. You lot are probably going to want this for the cold. I was not expecting this.
Lucky's already shivering. She doesn't have any hair. She's like, oh yes, much appreciated.
Yeah.
You'd think they would have told us.
I think they would have not known. Do not forget, those doors have not opened in 4 centuries. I have been here for most of that time, and I did not know.
Lucky is like kneeling down and kind of like examining the ground. She's like, oh no, and she looks back at the giant rose that's sticking out of her backpack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think
Oh.
it's gonna grow here.
There might be hope yet, child. I'm going to look around from where we are. So you say it's an incline downwards, right? Does that mean are we like in a mountain?
You seem to be on partially up a mountain, yes.
Okay, I'm going to draw that. How far up? How far up the mountain?
A decent bit, a couple 100 feet up.
All right, I'm gonna look towards the left and the right to the horizon. What else do I see? Can I like try and make a perception check and draw as much as I can that I can see from here?
I guess with that, I'll just take over the world map.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Is it safe to assume we will know? We might have a clue about snow and snow.
I would say the more learned of the people might have read about what snow is, but people that probably your character, Flynn, I think those 2 people probably don't know what snow is, but people like Adam,
The nerds.
Lucky, and Elle, the nerds essentially, they know
Yes,
what snow is.
spirits.
The nerds. Nerd team 3. Sorry.
Yes. Yes. So I would say Flynn and Alexis don't know, while Adam, Lucky, and Elle probably do have at least a base understanding of what it is. Never seen it though.
Hmm.
Yep. So currently, you guys are in the Wind Peaks. Don't know that yet, but that's just mapped what it's called.
Mhm.
And you are currently up this mountain here.
We don't see what you're picking, DM.
It's doing an X.
Oh, the
not
little
big.
X.
Oh, he's doing an X. Okay, so the far
Yes.
southern tip. From where
Far
we are,
southern tip.
which way are we facing?
Currently, you would be facing this way, just kind of straight ahead.
Okay, so can I see the desert?
You cannot see the desert from where you currently are.
Okay. So well, okay. So what I see is white all around me, and I see other mountains. Yeah.
You do.
It appears our home is in the mountains. I wish to have a better vantage point to sketch out the rest of our surroundings so that we may plan our travel. Do any of you wish to head to the summit of this rock with me?
Yeah, sure, I'll come with.
I would.
I suppose so. And what time of day is it? It's the morning, right?
It is morning, or you kind of look up to the sun, which again is a
Mhm.
strange sight. You've always kind of just associated the sun with a giant rock, but
Mhm.
to look up and this giant ball of fire in a clear day sky is almost surreal to many of you.
Whoa, it's so small, but it's so bright. Can't even look at it.
That is most curious. I would not recommend that the rest of you look at it. My sensors are filtering out quite a bit of its what looks to be some form of radiation. However, I fear that if you were to look at it with naked eyes, you might harm yourselves.
Can we take its power somehow? Use it to restore the sunstone?
That is
Hmm.
that is an idea. Yes, I will begin simulations at once. However, we should probably head to the summit. I feel our best bet around here is to get a good lay of the land.
Let's get our
So,
bearing.
if you guys do want to head up the mountain, it is still quite a sheer cliff going upwards. It's quite a gentle incline going down, but you will need to actually get out a climbing kit and essentially scale this mountain.
Yeah, I'm going to cast Long Strider on myself.
Can we see the summit? Like, do we know how much we have to climb?
You cannot actually. It is obscured by clouds.
Oh, dang.
You sure we need to go up there? Looking at the guy that's throwing out like a grappling hook right now.
You see those white, almost corporeal substances above us. That appears to be some form of liquid-based precipitation gathering or condensation. We might not be able to see too clearly through that, but perhaps if we simply climb up the mountain to just below that layer, we should be able to see far and map out how we're going to proceed. After all, we don't even know where we are going yet, do we? Perhaps if we find the structures, any sense of civilization, exactly. Yes, you are smart, cat.
Well, to be fair, you are essentially at a very safe now, and the clouds aren't too much higher up.
Mm-hmm.
You are at pretty high up distance that is still seeable currently.
Can I like do some beautiful mind math shit and like look at how far the ground is and like look at angles and see like how high above like the ground level we are?
Really busting out this information I have to think off my ass right, aren't you, Benny? Yeah, roll me just a straight intelligence check to see how well you can kind of at least understand the terrain you're currently under it.
23.
23? You probably understand that you are as high up as you're going to get, at least with a clear view. You kind of look around, and at least from where you are, you do think... I'm trying to think. You're fairly high up. A couple hundred feet above sea level. You do actually see the ocean towards your west.
Huh.
And you would see what seems to be a very dilapidated structure not too far down the mountain, actually.
Dilapidated what?
Structure.
dilapidated structure.
Oh.
Scratch that previous thought. Like, this layer is not too far above us. We would not be able to get much vantage heading further up. But do you see that over there? And I point out the structure. What do you think that is?
What does
So,
it look like?
anyone who can, they can roll me a perception check to see, understand what it is, or maybe get just more detail.
Anyone who can? So everybody?
Well, not me. My perception is shit.
I would
Oh.
say let 3 people have a roll a perception check to see.
I have a
look
plus
at
5.
it.
I got
Wow,
a
okay.
22.
Keen elf eyes.
What do your elf eyes see, Flynn?
24.
24?
I see,
Yeah.
Flynn.
So 22, 24, and who else is rolling?
I guess I can try.
Oh, you don't necessarily need to go up some high rolls, but if you want, you can if you want.
Yeah, I got high rolls, so they'll carry me. That's a 15.
15? Yeah. So all of you do, in fact, see where Adam is pointing out. It does seem to be a fairly decent-sized stone structure, very obviously dilapidated. But I say, especially UL, you would recognize the kind of ornate structural kind of make of it, as well as what probably was at one point a spire. You think this maybe was some kind of temple?
Oh shit.
And Flynn, you can, especially with your elf eyes, see very faintly kind of grey smoke rising up from inside it.
I'll tell everybody that.
Well, where there's smoke, there's bound to be ember. Perhaps,
I mean, yeah, like a fire.
yeah, perhaps civilization. Should
It
we?
can't be. No one else outside is supposed to have survived.
It has
There
been
must
many
have.
centuries. I highly doubt sanctuary was the sole, well, sanctuary. There might have been others who have opened their doors earlier than us.
Do you all want to go check it out? Because I know I want to go check it out.
Some fire sounds nice right now. Let's go.
I guess.
Let's head forward.
So you begin to make your way down the mountain towards this dilapidated temple.
Mm-hmm.
It takes you a bit of time just to carefully make your way down, but you do notice a couple of, I think, strange things as you make your way down. Quite notably, you see sparsely placed out amongst what you would recognize as normal trees are these strange-looking ones. A red bark with white leaves, not just covered in snow, but the leaves themselves are white, and also some just bright green. They seem to mix amongst these other trees, which themselves look odd. Some of them with red, sometimes even pink, blue hues to them.
Elle will
Oh,
just
I
look
am
at
stopping to look
Lucky.
at this.
Yeah, Elle's just gonna look at Lucky and just be like,
Are we
What's
close
up
enough for
with
me to
that?
get like a sample of fallen leaves or anything?
Oh yeah, you can make your way over toward the or towards these trees as you're making your way down.
I will run over and grab Lucky's hand just before she touches it and be like, be careful what you touch with your bare hands. We do not know what here could be dangerous.
I immediately pick up a leaf.
What?
Oh boy.
I literally, that was not a joke. I understand my...
Well, I do
Ah.
have gloves. wear
I
gloves.
I already had a leaf in my hand.
But you said that there's different colored leaves on the same tree?
Yes, different colored leaves on the same tree.
Man.
Elle's just
some of
like,
them-
what's their deal? Don't like
Yeah,
it.
some of them seem to be this very bright natural green. Some of them seem to be almost an albino white, while others seem to be multicolored. It's very strange. But
Weird tree.
as you begin to get close to these trees as well, you begin to notice some strange structure about them. They roll me a perception check actually as you get close to these trees.
Alright.
Just lucky as you are the bottom.
That one.
Nat one.
No!
I'm too
these-
excited.
You are just pumped with an absolute, I don't know, fascination. This is your field. This is what you are good at. Oh, I want to examine these trees. I want to get samples. I want to get right up close to them and just look at them.
Can I
And you
can I try the perception check as well since I was right there?
This is, I would say, I would allow it, yes.
Okay.
But Lucky is still making her way towards these trees at a quite
Sure.
accelerated
Nat 1.
speed.
Wow.
Oh, these are,
Nice.
God, what are these beautiful looking structures I've never seen before? Yes. You make your way towards both you, now Adam and Lucky make your way towards these trees. And it's eventually it's made quite apparent that these trees are one kind of crimson red of the oak. And is that a face?
Oh,
That's a
God.
face.
I will back up immediately, pulling Lucky with me.
I'm not done yet. I still need to get the other colors.
I'm pulling you back. I'm like, whoa, whoa, whoa.
As you do
What is
this,
with you?
you see this tree's face, it shifts. The creaking of the oak turns towards you. Eyes amber. Sap dripping from its mouth now.
Let's get out of here. I don't like that creepy thing.
And with that, it lets out a horrific screech.
Oh no.
And you begin to hear rustling from other sections around you.
Oh no.
As you
Circle
see
up,
more of
circle up.
these- As you see more of these crimson trees begin to get
Oh.
closer towards you.
Maybe we go.
All right. I guess
Back-
we're all getting
Everybody,
Back up and circle up. Back up and circle up.
Yeah.
everyone, roll me initiative.
Okay.
All right.
Rightio. Let me just get my map.
Oh shit! No wait.
What is it
We
with
need
street?
tokens. We need tokens.
Yes, you need to. That's why I gave you. The
Yeah,
character sheets.
I forgot how Roll20 works. Sorry.
Wait, are we having a combat map or are we
You
just
have a
rolling?
combat map.
Oh,
we do.
okay.
Uh,
Wait, do
then-
we or do we not? We.
Well, I mean, I'm just getting it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Walking trees.
All right.
Walking trees.
Where are we, DM?
Walking
I don't
trees.
want to kill
Yeah,
the trees.
Yeah, you would be in the middle here.
Okay.
Oh,
I would be
over
next to
there.
Lucky. So yeah.
I don't know.
I just pulled Lucky back from one of them.
Just put him in the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, we're all behind. I think both of them. Question mark.
Yeah, Lucky and I should be in the front.
Yeah.
Ooh, that initiative.
I have a +0 to initiative, so let's see how that goes.
Hey, the trees rolled 0.
No, I'm just gonna add them.
Wow, I
damn
got a
it.
17. What the fuck?
Nice.
Flynn,
Alright.
Riker,
I rolled
Jay,
20.
why are you so shit at initiative?
I've always been bad at it. With Cloud, I was good, but every other character has been terrible.
Well, with Cloud, you had advantage, right?
No,
No? Oh.
I think I had a +5. I think.
Lucky got a nat 20 for initiative. Jesus.
Yes.
Wow.
I want to
Very
hug the
good.
tree.
You wanna hug the tree?
By the way, when I pull Lucky back, I mean like, I grab like a
You
cat.
Roll a grappling check. Get off me.
No, I mean like, you know how like you pick up a cat by the back of its scruff? That's basically what I did to Lucky, just like, nope, good back.
No, that's a bad cat. Right. So, let's get
Right.
the music.
What does
on.
she do?
Hold on. I need to get
Out
the
of game
music.
question, do only druids understand druidic?
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I don't think you can even teach it to someone else. I think you need to be a druid.
Mm.
Oh, well, wrong one. Shit. And with that, combat started. What would it take to do?
I would like to talk to the trees.
Attack the trees in Druidic?
I'm just like trying every. No, but only druids understand.
No, I mean, in terms of humanoids, yes.
But
Yeah,
don't you know
I'm gonna try
Sylvan
to-
also? Don't you know Sylvan so you can talk with the nature?
I don't actually.
Oh,
thought it
oh
would be-
shoot.
I mean, you can try druidic. It is an offshoot of Sylvan.
Do I have time to say it in 2 languages?
I would say
Like
if
a
you
short
use
phrase.
your whole turn, you can
Yeah,
do
my
both.
whole turn. Alright, I'm just gonna try common and druidic. Just say, hello there, we mean no harm. just wanna. We're just explorers.
Alright, well, you say that in common. There is no response.
I try again, same thing, Druidic.
You say it in Druidic, and again you hear this audible Defilers! The mother! She hungers! That's what you hear. That should go.
Yeah,
Next
that's
up
my go.
is L.
Oh Jesus, I don't know what to do.
You see 3 of these trees, one in front of you, one behind you, and one that seems to be making its way up the incline towards you.
I have no method of trying to talk to it. I guess I'm going to hold my action for if they attack anybody, I will attack. But I don't have anything to do right now.
Radio. Okay, next up is one of the lesser spawn of the grove. The one behind you is going to take a step forward, and is that Elixis in the
Yes.
token? Is that one?
Yes.
The very suspicious one.
The very suspicious blue person.
That is the default token.
Right. You see this tree shamble. It's removing its roots and almost immediately replanting itself in the ground, taking these large, labored steps. But it gets right up towards you, and you see the sap dripping from its mouth. As it hits the ground, you hear it sizzle and burn. As more of this comes out, and then a stream covers you.
Oh, what? Oh, gross.
Roll me a dex save. Natural 20, radio. Oh no, that's lucky. Sorry, I saw cat.
9.
I saw cat.
That's racist.
9. I'm sorry. All cats are the same to me. Yes. So, you fail. So you unexpecting this tree to just cover you in this horrific acidic ichor. You are drenched in it. Let me get the dice.
Oh no.
Audio, take 11 points of acid damage as you were drenched
Ooh.
in it. Yeah, it was
That
big
is a
roll.
lot.
It's a lot of damage.
So then I'm going to attack as my action. Will you allow me to move and do melee, or just do my range?
I'll say I'll allow you to do what you want. You will hold an action. I'd allow you to move with it.
Awesome. Okay. I'll move right up to it then. And I'm gonna try to slam it with my warhammer.
Adio, give it a smack.
I'll try to schmack. Let me see. Let me try this dice. Okay. That's a schmack of 21.
21, that hits.
Sweet. And I do have a shield, so this is one-handed. So that's a D8. Oh, there it is. Nope. Okay, plus 3 is 9. 9 for
9 points
schmack.
of damage. Yeah, you smack this tree, and you see some of the bark begin to crumble away, and leading it now to again drip out this horrific, kind of blackish, acidic ichor all down the side of its body. And the disturbing thing you notice as well is as the bark breaks away, you see what you can only describe as flesh underneath it.
Gross.
Right. Next up is Adam.
Okay, so first things first, right? My face changes. Armor pieces from the back of my head rotate and come forward, slam in front of me, and the first time anybody in this party has seen, Adam's face changes to a single red eye directly in the center of his forehead, no other features, as his combat mask comes on. His posture changes, With my left hand, I'm going to grab 3 ball bearings and bonus action cast Magic Stone, and my right arm is going to change, grabbing a wand and turning into like this little Mega Man type blaster. So it's action Firebolt, bonus action Magic Stone, and I'm going to say, "I wished you no harm, ilk of mine, but you do not appear to reciprocate." And I'm going to action Firebolt the one above us, so this guy, and then bonus action Magic Stone this guy.
Okay, roll to hit.
That would be a 18 to hit the first one.
There's the firebolt.
Yeah.
That hits.
Okay. And that would be 8 points of fire damage.
8 points of fire damage. As you shoot this firebolt at this tree, you see the wood almost rapidly begin to set ablaze as it screams out this horrific scream as it begins to get engulfed by these flames. Didn't seem to like that.
Didn't seem to like that. Good to know. The other one takes a magic stone. That would be a 17 to hit.
That would hit.
That would hit. What is my damage from magic stone? 1d6 plus 4. Alright. 4 plus 4. 8. 8 points of, what is it, bludgeoning damage? 1 second. Bludgeoning damage on that one.
Radio, 8 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing, again, these small little bead just shoot through the bark and into the innards, letting out, again, a small geyser of this black acidic ooze. Rightio. Next up is Alexis.
1 second. I'm deciding whether to attack him or smash the flask of oil.
DM, I forgot to move. Can I move if you don't mind?
Sure.
Okay. I'm going to move. Shit. How do I do this? No. I'm gonna move here.
Just in the future, do try to move on your turn.
Yeah. Sorry, I forgot about that.
Yeah, no problem. No problem. Right, Alexis.
I'm gonna draw my sword and say gross and attack.
Okay, roll to hit.
God damn it, shitty rolls. 8 to
8. Yeah, again, you try to pierce through this bark, and your sword sinks into it, but you don't feel like you got any kind of proper damage into this thing.
Alright, I'm gonna cunning action disengage over here.
Damn.
Yeah, next up is another lesser spawn in the grove. This is the one that is currently down the hill, so it's just gonna get up here. And right, how far away is Lucky?
Uh-oh.
Ah, you're within range. Lovely. Alright, again, you see this thing begin to, like, ooze more of this black ichor out of its mouth as it lets out this stream of acid towards you. Well, stream, more a ball, technically. Roll deck save.
Alright.
No.
Save is 12.
12?
Yeah, 12.
Oh, 12? Yeah, fails.
Alright.
Radio. Right, take 7 points of acid damage as this glob hits you center mass and begins to eat away at you. Right, next up is Flynn.
Because I want to get this one out of the fight, I'll move. Do you use flanking?
No.
No? Then I'll just move into range and then hit it with my staff. 17 to hit.
17 hits.
9 bludgeoning damage.
Rightio. This thing looks at death's door. It is crumbling. Most of the bark has come away and is just exposing the inner workings of this oddly humanoid form.
Yeah, gross. I'm gonna bonus action, just try and punch it. Oh, that's not how I spelled that. 23 to hit and 6 damage.
6 damage, and with that, it dies. You punch your fist, still
damn.
wrapped in the claws, through the meaty innards of it, and leaving a hole. again, it spews out this small geyser of this acidic liquor, and it then just falls over dead.
And then after that, I'll use my remaining movement to move there. And that'll be my turn.
Rightio. Next up is the last lesser spawn in the grove. He is going to make his way towards Lucky, because you're the closest.
Alright.
And he is going to try and slam you with one of his bros.
I can use my reaction Halo of Spores, right?
Yes, you can.
Okay. Is that before or after his?
I'd say before, as he gets within your presence.
Okay, let me just roll the d4. That's a 4. Necrotic
Okay,
damage.
4 damage. Rightio.
Circle of Spores Druid, nice.
Yeah, I changed.
Rightio. Yeah, so that tree takes the brunt of some noxious spores, but it still comes down to try and slam you. There's a 15 hit.
Yes.
Rightio. No. I take 6 points of bludgeoning damage. He slams you with his branch arm.
Guys, I'm starting to think these plants aren't friendly.
Maybe.
Right now, really? Wow. What a revelation.
No, they're great.
Right, next
Seem
up
alright.
is Lucky.
Right, I'm gonna cast Entangle on here. Yeah.
Dang.
Oh wait, so I don't get myself here.
Mhm.
So they have to roll strength saving throws, DC 13.
Okay, these boys are quite strong.
Yeah.
They are strong trees. Okay. The one next to you fails. The one further away from you succeeds.
Alright, so he's restrained.
Yes, he is restrained.
People who know more than me, does restraining still let you take opportunity attack?
Yes, it does. You just can't move.
Okay, fuck. Can I bonus healing word after casting a spell? No, right?
No, it has to be a cantrip.
Yeah, then that's my turn.
Okay. Next up is L.
All right, she's gonna move a little bit closer and cast Bane on the tree boys. What save is that? Charisma saving throw, DC 14.
These boys are not charismatic. Both fail.
Nice. Okay, so then they're gonna have to subtract a d4 to all of their attack rolls and saving throws.
Cool. Rightio.
Sweet.
Next up is one of the. Is this one? No, that one's dead. Next up is Adam.
Okay. I am going to, out of these two, the one closest to us looks very hurt, right?
He looks the most hurt, as you were the one to lit him up last round.
Okay. I'm going to... I still have my magic stone going, so with my 2 Mega Man type blasters, 1 fire, 1 magic stone, I'm gonna magic stone the one closest to us.
Okay.
That would be a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Okay. That is another 8 points of bludgeoning.
8 points of bludgeoning. It's still up.
It's still up. Okay, and then I'm gonna firebolt the one on the way back.
Firebolt the one on the way back. Alright, roll to hit.
Natural 20.
Natural 20. Rightio. So, so just double the damage die.
Double the damage, yeah. 16 points of fire damage.
16 points of fire damage. So you let out another one of these almost Gauss rifle shots through this thing's chest. It ruptures a clean hole through, but a mass exit wound at the back.
Oh, wow.
This one, it's still up, but it's barely hanging on. And the one you hit the firebolt in, almost charged by the strange magical energy that comes through, you let out this extraordinarily powerful burst of fire that even you are unexpected, and it almost throws you back as this thing shoots through this tree, cutting right through, causing a burn mark, and causing him to be set alight. He is dead.
1 hit.
Nice.
Wow.
1 hit.
Okay.
Dead.
Oh,
Alright, and then I'm going to then move up here. and I'm just going to like keep an eye out for anything else that's gonna sneak up on us.
Radio, next is Elixis.
Alright, I'm gonna move up here. Short sword him, run away. No, wait, I can't run away.
Radio, roll hit.
And sneak attack too.
I think you have advantage on the attack roll because he's
No.
restrained.
Wait, he's restrained?
Yeah.
He's restrained.
Yeah, I
you hit
rolled a
with-
15.
you hit with a 15.
With
Alright, so 5 damage and 1d6.
It's dead. You kill it. It had
Never
two
mind.
hit points left.
I
Right.
slice it in half.
Yeah, you take your sword, and again, through the fleshy bit, you cut through and just push up, cutting it upwards from the chest. You see this thing, it's oddly humanoid innards begin to spill out of this, still acidic and burning and melting the snow as it falls down dead. Combat is over.
I need the
Going to-
bot.
I'm going to look around, still in combat mode, still with like my 2 arm cannons, just like pointing in different directions, looking around, making sure that there's no other threats.
Lucky is scraping the acid off her skin into like a vial, taking a sample. I've never been spit on by a tree before. I've never been punched by a tree before. It's the best day of my life.
Alexis is gonna clean the acid off.
Ella's just putting her Warhammer back on her back, and she's just like, huh. You guys are potentially useful.
Potentially.
Oh, thank you. That means a lot coming
Yeah,
from you.
it means a lot, really.
she just laughs. She just laughs.
I love the sass.
We'll get along just fine.
By the way, did everyone hear what the tree said, or was it in Druidic?
It was in Druidic.
Oh, okay. I'm just gonna be like, well, they didn't seem too happy. They were talking about calling us defilers and something about a hungry mother.
Oh boy.
Huh?
It's weird.
Maybe
guess
it's
I'll
probably a
just
bigger tree.
Say something about their reproduction. Can I look at the bodies and see what I learn from it?
Okay, roll me both an nature and a medical or medicine.
Great. For nature, that is 19. Medicine is 21. No,
21?
19 again. Sorry.
19. Okay, so 2 19s. Yeah, so from the nature aspect, this tree resembles, we would assume just be an oak, a very normal looking oak. The bark seems to be very similar to the examples you've seen in books and things of the such. It does seem to be a bit more brittle in comparison, and you kind of look on the inner side of it, and it looks like it's almost like covered by a layer of skin. You then begin to examine the body itself. After you kind of break away most of the bark, you see a very humanoid-looking interior. You see bones, but not in the traditional sense of like, well, bone. It's almost as if like entangled roots has taken the shape of bones. It's a very wooden exterior, and it's again covered in this acidic black ichor. You kind of look at the skull, and it's shrunk, where it doesn't necessarily have a full brain per se. It's again this strange assortment of vines and vegetation that make up its central nervous system, and its eyes just seem to be this strange mix of this solidified orange amber, or maybe kind of hardened sap. It seems to be like a strange amalgamation between tree and person.
Can I tell if anything about its age?
Age? Now, traditionally, you would do that by checking the rings
ring,
of the tree. And you think, oh, I'll check that. And it's very strange. These rings are thick, but they're very spaced out. You think the oldest one here was maybe 2 or 3 years old.
I'm going
Very
to come to a kneel in the snow next to her, turn my arms back into, well, hands, and get my face back again. I'm gonna be like, what do you think these were?
I don't know. I've never seen anything like this. It's not a plant, and it's not a human either. It's a sort of hybrid. I've made hybrids, but never anything like this, obviously.
You
But-
made hybrids.
Of course, you want to hybridize plants that would grow better in sanctuary.
Ah, you mean plants with other plants, not plants with creature
Yeah,
like
no.
this here.
Obviously, that would be a great ethics violation. So about their roots, are they like feet or are they like in the ground?
You examine the roots a bit more closely, and they do resemble kind of humanoid feet, but it seems like they're actually implanting themselves in the ground. Even when they're dead, their roots still stick in.
All right.
I'm going to get up back on my feet. I'm going to look in the direction of the spire that we had spotted earlier, and I want to see if there's any movement, any response to the battle that just took place.
Roll me a perception check.
Can I look over there as well?
I would say either give him advantage or you can roll yourself.
I would say roll yourself. Yeah, I got a 16 total.
13.
13. Right. Flynn, you kind of look around the surroundings, trying to look for any more additional threats, and you don't think you see any. However, Adam, you look deeper into the forests that seem to be just surrounding this, and at a decent bit away, you do see some movement. It seems to be slow, but it does seem to be making its way over here.
I will fire a firebolt into the sky and be like, "You there!"
No, it's very far away. It's
Oh,
not close.
Oh, it's not close enough for me to do that.
No.
Okay, fair enough.
It's a couple hundred feet, and you can just see it by a couple of the trees are shaking, and you see leaves.
I will
birds
point that
fly
out
away
to
from
the
the
rest of the
trees.
party and say, I think we are to be expecting company. It might be hostile and it might not be. Be on your guard.
Should we head for cover?
I'm not going to, but if you wish to, I will not stop you. And then I'm going to turn my arm to a firebolt. I'm going to wait until they're within 50 to 60 feet, and then I'll fire it up into the sky and try to talk to them from a distance.
Okay, I'm gonna try and get as
Stand
much
by you.
samples as I can.
So it would take a while. It's a couple hundred feet, and they seem to be taking very labored, long steps to get here.
Yeah, that's fine. I will wait.
A couple of minutes pass by, and again you see one of these strange red trees kind of come down from the bottom of the incline down here.
Mm-hmm.
But with it, you see another creature as well. You see a creature much more slender and small, seem to be almost comprised of roots and vines.
Mm-hmm.
And you see it kind of looking around where you are.
Okay, I'm assuming everybody else is hidden, are they?
No, I'm still getting samples.
You're still...
Yeah,
I mean, it's
I'm
been a
gonna
couple
stand by
minutes
you.
at this point.
It's been about maybe 15, 20 minutes for them to get here. No, maybe not 15, 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes.
So are you guys hidden or not?
I'll hide behind you.
You'll
I
hide
will
behind
try.
me, okay. What I do depends on where the rest of you are, so I want to know what you guys are doing first.
I would have stood by you.
Okay, so at least me, Lucky, and you are there. I guess the question is L and what is Igloo's character's name? Why is it
Elixis.
Elixis? Right, it's not on roll 20, so it's hard for me to see.
He's standing by you.
Okay, so L is the only one hiding?
I guess so.
Alright. Then, yeah, sure. I'll fire a firebolt up into the sky, and I'll call out, "You there! You travel with a creature whose ilk just attempted to kill us. Why do you approach?"
You see the oak, the red oak that you have seemingly fought,
Mhm.
the one accompanying it, seemed to let out again one of these more angered screams. But you see this creature that seemed to be made of roots and vines and things that place its hand on it, and you see the tree audibly calm.
Mm-hmm.
You see this creature walk into a tree, and it disappears, and then reappears further up the hill, until eventually it's almost right next to you, up to about here, keeping its distance from you.
Do you
see it
speak?
now. It looks at you and it cocks its strangely humanoid head. Doesn't have any features that you recognize.
Lucky, the language you speak.
Oh, hello. We didn't mean to kill these ones. I tried to talk to them, but they were very angry for some reason. I'm sorry.
You have killed the children. So young. So
You're-
young.
Lucky, what are they saying?
She's saying we've killed her children?
Translate for me.
Killed the children.
The children.
These three attacked us unprovoked, and we had to put them down in self-defense. Translate that.
Yes, I'm really sorry. I know they were young. They attacked us and we couldn't talk them down.
They do not know themselves. They are but children. You walked in their space, their home, and felt threatened. Their
I'm-
brothers and sisters to assist it.
What are they? What is it saying?
Sorry, the last part I didn't get. The brothers and sisters.
The brothers and sisters came to assist it.
Oh. She says we intruded in their space. They didn't know any better. They were only children. Lucky looks very remorseful.
Ask her what they are, that we have never seen their kind before.
Okay, I'll talk to her. I'm sorry, we're new to this place. We didn't know. What exactly are they? And what are you?
New. All who come from here know of us and know of the. You do not.
No, we come from beneath the mountain. None of our kind have been here for 400 years.
You wouldn't know what she's saying.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was gonna say something, then I was like,
Yeah.
no, I don't understand this. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
happening. It's happening.
You dwell beneath the earth.
What is
That's
she
right.
saying?
Well, I told her where we came from.
Oh, why?
It was a mistake. I wanted to.
No, but keep our location secret. If there was to be retaliation and they went after sanctuary, that would not be very good. It is fine for now. But what else are they saying? Translate.
We are of the grove. The children to the mother. She made the world again. She repopulated it with her children.
They're
All
saying.
you see is children of the mother. I am a watcher. I look after her children so they can grow.
She's saying that if all the trees here, all that's living here are children of the mother, and this person here is a watcher who takes care of them.
What is the mother?
Who is the mother?
The Grove Mother. She is a being beyond description, beyond beauty, beyond all. She is our mother, our savior, our creator. She is our God.
sounds like the mother is somebody that I'd like to meet.
Are you telling this to
Savior,
us?
creator, the
Oh,
god.
are you telling this to
a
us
god?
or her?
Yeah, you're saying that to us. or
Y'all,
yes?
sorry. Not to her.
Mhm.
I don't think I want to meet the tree mother, if I'm gonna be honest. Maybe
I don't know
she's,
what's
Lucky.
going on
this,
here at all.
This mother sounds like, and I'm gonna cast a glance over at L. This mother sounds a bit like a deity. I think it would do us
Oh.
well to ascertain the nature of said deity.
But do you want to ask for an
I
audience?
want you to no.
I look excited.
But
However, I think be very careful about how you phrase the questions. But I would like you to ask if this entity in front of us considers those that are not children of the mother as its enemies.
Right.
Be very careful how you phrase that question.
I predict. Oh, please accept our sincerest apologies. We truly didn't know. We were just defending ourselves. This mother of yours, how does she regard those who are not her children?
The mother advocates coexistence, but defilers are not to be tolerated.
In Druidic still? And what are defilers?
Defilers are ones who cut and kill our children, our brothers, our sisters, that want to taint the world again. We give permission, and if they go beyond that permission, they are defilers.
Alright, in common. It's saying the mother tolerates other beings, but not defilers. And it seems what we did here was defiling.
I'm going to look around at the rest of the party for a second. Look back to Lucky. It does not appear to have attacked us yet. Ask it if acting in self-defense is worthy of being labeled as a defiler, and if there's any way to remedy that. We would like to remedy that, yes? As I look to the rest of the party.
It means I don't have to punch another tree, yeah?
Oh, I've apologized about 10 times now, but I'll try.
No, an apology is but words, child. Ask if there is something that can be done in recompense for the blood that was spilled. Be a bit more diplomatic, if you will.
With my charisma of 10, I will try.
Just try.
Okay, in Druidic again. We deeply regret the blood that was shed here today. I do not like to take lives when there isn't a need, but we were acting in self-defense and out of ignorance. Is there anything we can do in recompense to make up for what we did?
Roll a persuasion check.
Can I give advantage by what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab the body behind us. I'm going to pick it up gently and then bring it forward towards the creature and lay it down next to the rest of its kin. I want to try and help and give advantage.
Okay, with the previous pep talk you gave and a sign of good faith, I say that you can have advantage on this roll.
Roll +0 to that. 18.
18. Okay. The Watcher seems to kind of cock its head violently on both sides for a minute. First to the left, thinking, creaking, to the right, then looks forward at you again. And it seems to get closer, right up to Lucky's face. Right up towards you, Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
You are, but not even a foot apart. You can see now the rough humanoid shape. No features, just blank roots that make it up. It looks at you. And then it looks past you. specimen that is not of the grove.
Oh, yes. This was a gift from my father.
I have not seen this before.
I suppose it would be a child, but a child not of your mother? It's a child that was nurtured by our city. If you would like it, I could give it as a peace offering.
You nurture.
We do.
We will take this as an offer. We will be watching you. But for now, you will not be deemed as defilers.
Thank you for your understanding. I will take out the plant from my backpack, pass it over, and let's start like babbling about all the care requirements of this plant.
You do, and like you see this creature like audibly like cock its head. You there, creature. I sense a power within you. One of like us, but not us. We will be watching you especially. And with that, they take this plot, and this creature walks into a tree, and it begins to make its way down, essentially. Eventually, it's out of sight.
Does the other crimson oak disappear as well?
It sees you standing there, and when it sees the Watcher walk through the tree and disappear, it walks back into the forest.
Lucky. That was impressive.
Yeah, she took took it as a peace offering, and seems like they'll tolerate us for now, but they did say they'd be watching us.
There's far more to you than meets the eye, Hairless One.
You call them hairless one?
Just, I don't know how to respond to that.
The hairless cat, is it not? And besides me, Lucky is the only one here without any form of hair.
I mean, if I was bald, would you call me hair? You know, it doesn't matter.
Are you bald?
Oh, I feel bad about taking these samples now. I'm gonna put them back.
I think it should be fine. It is not, at least the way you described it, it doesn't sound like defiling to study the creatures around us.
So you're gonna keep
Curious.
those samples?
They didn't take the bodies, right? So I
No,
wouldn't
they
seem
left the
like
bodies
they
as they were.
really care about the bodies. I guess I'll keep them.
Okay.
Good.
So maybe we don't go towards that spider then.
Um, the spire is different, is it not? What we have encountered just now, that what did you say it was called, Lucky? A watcher?
Yes, Watcher.
That
And all the trees are
watcher
the children of the mother, so
and
maybe next
these
time we
children,
try and outrun them instead.
or perhaps we just do not approach them instead. As I look at Lucky.
Curiosity gets the better of me.
Yes, try to read it in. But the point I was trying to make is this is organic. These children that Watcher, whereas that, as I point towards the spire, is not. That spire is of design, of industry, and how these children, as you call them, reacted to my fire does not lead me to believe that they would be the ones to set a fire and have smoke. I have a feeling whoever we are going to encounter in that structure is very different from what we have just encountered, and there's value in difference and diversity.
Am I wrong in thinking the Watcher came from that spire?
No. It came from deeper within the forest.
Okay, I don't know why I have such a problem with that. My bad.
That's okay. Don't worry about it.
I retract
Right.
my earlier statement then.
No worries, no worries.
Retract your statement. Okay.
Shall we proceed forward then to the spire?
Yes.
All right, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna where is it? Cure wounds. Only Elixis got hit, right? Just now?
So yeah.
Okay, then that's a 7 plus 7 hit points, and then 1 more to myself because I'm really bad. Okay,
Wait, did you get hit?
I'm at like 7 HP, man.
Oh wow. I know Elixis got hit with 11, and I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. Elixis
That's
got
7 to Elixis.
bloodied.
Yeah, these trees no joke.
So 7 HP.
Yep. The surface is stranger than I thought. Never thought anything could survive out here, much less
mean,
these.
Did we even know it
Features.
was a surface to begin with? That in itself is a discovery, no?
I'm pretty sure we know.
For all we know, it could have been the back of a massive turtle.
Yo, what is this thing that just came out?
Larissa Vice Lord.
Oh, that's extra. Don't worry about it.
I was like, did the BBG just show up? What?
No, that's extra. Again, I mentioned earlier, this is the second campaign. Same world, essentially an extra who plays a character called Larissa Vice Lord.
Perhaps we should venture forth then to the spire.
Alright.
So, as your party reels back from this strange encounter just after leaving Sanctuary, we're going to take a quick break there.
Hey!
Is this the thing you said I would like?
Cool.
Yes.
Guys? Yes, I love it.
This is the
Is this a what?
Amazing. No, when we were talking and chatting about my character, he said I would like this something that happens in the first session.
Ah.
I knew exactly because literally, this start is the same way I started the previous game I did with my other group, like with Extra and things like that. So I was very interested to see how you would interact with this, how you would do, and you surprisingly did the same thing they did.
Did they have a druid as well?
They didn't have a druid. Actually, no, they did. They had a druid who spoke druidic to it, and that initiated combat. But what they did, rather than essentially fight all of them and wait for the watch to come, they essentially ran down the hill, and actually one of the characters used a torso of this thing to surf down the mountain.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Yeah. God.
Is there any way to avoid this? So they get triggered when you go close.
Yeah, you guys could have just not gone towards the trees.
Oh. There's no way I would not have gone towards the tree.
I know you would. I know. That's why the moment you said, I'm going to play a botanist, I was like, oh, goody. Yeah. You've encountered one of the first factions of the world. Ooh.
The tree people.
The tree people. Right, yo. I'm going to be back in a minute. I'm going to go grab something to eat. I'm very hungry.
I like Flynn. I think Flynn and Adam are gonna have a great time.
Flynn is amazing. It's such a contrast to Riker.
Flynn's kind of stupid.
Flynn is pure sass, and I love it.
Right, I'll be right back.
Oh, I actually quite like this Adam compared to the last Adam I played.
Is he different?
Yeah, he feels very because he's not a child.
Oh, that's true. He's really old.
Yeah, right.
I don't like it.
You don't like it? Why?
No.
You miss the childlike Adam.
Better.
Yeah, I miss the old
with Adam.
No, I quite like this version of Adam because like he still doesn't know what's going on in the world, but at the very least he's not like he's not a baby anymore. Like he's not gonna be very impulsive or rash or stuff like that.
Boo.
Ooh.
The baby back. No, I like this. So your character maintained the.
My character was the primary caretaker of the Sunstone for like a century or more, and
Jeez.
y'all would know that. Yeah, the city was like we should send someone out with intimate knowledge of the Sunstone if we are looking for a replacement because that just makes the most sense. And Adam was also like the most sturdy one because he's also the only immortal. So there is that as well.
Oh, so what's the lore reason for why there's Warforged in Sanctuary?
Oh, you don't know that. Everybody
Oh,
just knows that
okay.
there's Adam, who's that one robot dude, but nobody really knows much about his background. Maybe except Flynn, because Flynn is almost as old as Adam.
Mm-hmm. Alright, I'll be right back.
I have returned.
Welcome back.
Is everyone here or they?
Hobo's
back.
not. Oh, there
I'm
she
back.
goes. I think Maya's
Oh,
away
she's
as well.
Radio.
I'm back now.
There we go. Is Eagle back?
I glue.
Not yet.
Yes.
Jay's not back
Alright.
either, I think.
No, I'm here.
Oh,
I
there we
just
go.
got
Oh,
back
okay.
with
Hey, refresh my memory, Luke. How long was I the caretaker of the Sunstone?
About 100 years.
Okay, yeah, that's what I thought.
Since you were born?
No,
8.
since I
Reawakened?
yeah, since I reawakened would be the right word, right? Since I woke up,
Alright then.
Was... I'm all out of spell slots. Just to say it.
Jeez.
I was saying I really quite like when you left Luke. I was saying I quite like this Adam compared to baby Adam because he's not like a baby and naive and like weeks
Yeah.
old.
Because it would get a bit tedious at times to be like, oh, what is this?
Yeah.
That's
Now you need to babysit me. Too bad.
It's like what was the thing where in the last campaign where Adam was like I don't know what that is and shit, what was it?
Sex?
No, it wasn't that. He knew about procreation. It was in his databanks, but I don't remember what
A joke?
Yeah, he didn't know what a joke was. How do we explain to him?
Yeah. No, it's tiring to have adult Adam compared to baby Adam.
Not as tiring indeed.
Yeah. So how you guys first session so far?
It's amazing. You're a great DM.
Yeah,
I really
it's
like
really fun.
Yay.
I haven't had this much fun as a D&D player in a long time.
Oh, you making me flush.
Then again, I don't play D&D a lot. I DM D&D a lot.
Yes. Well, I'm glad I'm giving you your fix. Oh, my dice. So many
You're
dice.
good at doing atmospheric stuff.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Also, I really, again, I have to say it again. Your fucking like concerned mother voice is creepy. I don't like it. It's too good.
Is it good? It's not many accents I can do, but I can do a concerned mother very well.
Because you are one. Dun dun dun.
Deep down, I'm a concerned mother for my dogs.
True,
Dogs.
true.
But they're stupid as fuck.
I am a concerned mother for my cat. This is also I relate.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Maya, I love your edgy attitude.
I love your idea. Great, yeah.
She's such an asshole. Like, I'm surprised no one's called her out.
By the way, guys,
Dude.
we have 8 viewers,
Cool.
Right?
and I don't know half of the. No, actually, no, I know all. There's Extro. There's your friend.
Millie.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know half of these. Is that Hill? That's not Hillfire. Haley _. Some of these I recognize from they watch Granada streams every now and then. Some of them I don't.
Cool. Hi. Hope
Hi.
you enjoying it. Righty-o. Everyone here? Eglu, you here?
Yes.
Did you
Lovely.
just make 2 events for the next session by
No?
I see
I
two-
haven't touched events.
Oh, that's weird.
You might automatically renew.
Oh yeah, I think I might automatically do it. I'll delete it. No one
Yeah,
else.
it's set to repeat. You created 2 events that one time, and you set both of them to repeat weekly.
Alright, I'll just delete both of them, it's fine. Whatever. I'll delete them out of the session. It's not bad at the moment.
Hey, Glue, are you back?
He's back, yes.
Oh, okay, excellent.
Yeah, so, I guess we'll get right back into things. So, party, you have just encountered a bunch of sentient trees. You did anger them, then was able to make peace with them after giving them a small offering. They have now informed you that you are now under watch, but not considered defilers by their reckoning. So you still have this pillar of smoke coming from this small destroyed temple. What are you gonna do now?
How far away is the spire?
Spire, it's maybe 200 or 300 feet away.
I begin walking in that direction.
Right. Takes maybe just a few minutes before you guys are make there if you're going in a leisurely state. You do, as you're going past the wood, do see more of these crimson oaks.
Staying far away.
Yes, you've learned now to stay away from these little babby trees.
Also, while we're going, I would like to keep an eye out to see if I see any other movement.
Okay, what's your passive perception?
Passive perception is 13, but sorry, specifically, what I mean is not like hostile movement. I want to see if I can notice flora and fauna. I want to see if I notice critters, birds, squirrels, stuff like that.
Right. Well, you did see some birds fly away when this large tree was making its way towards you.
Mhm.
But yeah, so either roll or you can use your.
Okay.
Can I do that as well? I want to look out for other plants other than the trees.
Of course.
Okay, I'm gonna roll for this. It's a 13, so. Wait,
Yeah.
no,
Perception.
13 plus 3, 16. Haha.
16. Okay. And Lucky,
Perception, right?
perception, or you can use your passive.
Oh, my passive's 15.
So do you just want to use your passive, or do you want to possibly get a higher number?
Okay, I just rolled and it's shit. It's 9.
Okay. So you were still kind of rocked from the situation that you just got punched by a fucking tree. So you're kind of just like going over the events that led up to being punched by a tree.
It's like Mean Girls. One time I got punched by Regina George. It was awesome.
I literally just posted that meme.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Savage punch me.
it's funny.
It was awesome.
Yeah. So you think back, and you do notice as you're kind of just looking down, trying to think, she got punched by a tree. That's great. You do notice a couple of. Well, first you notice the grass, and one, it seems to be in sections. First section, you can see like a normal set of like green grass, and then you'll see dark crimson grass. Then you might see fluorescent pink grass. It seems to be patchy and in different colors. It also seems to be quite long, and especially when you go through the long grass, you almost feel like the grass is trying to wrap itself around you.
Ooh.
And taste of vegetation, that's what you see. Adam, as you're kind of like looking through the tree line, looking up into the sky, looking for birds and other forms of fauna, you
Mhm.
do come across a few species. One, you see a couple things of black crows, but
Mhm.
much larger,
Mm.
maybe about the size of a small dog. And one time when they seem to be staring at you, you could have sworn a set of three eyes.
I'll sketch everything that I see, by the way.
You see that, and alongside that bird, you see one of them. They don't seem to be consistent. Some of the birds have similar things where they might be larger, but each individual one has strange oddities about it. One might have a beak that looks serrated. Another one might have like an extra set of wings, while another one could have this third, what you would almost assume bipedal arm, like a fully formed human arm that just seems to be on their body somewhere.
Mhm.
There are multitude and many of these things, but for right now, all you see is a couple selection of birds that seem to be flying through the canopy at the moment. You don't see any forms of mammals yet.
Just like scribbling furiously in my parchment. Guys, this is amazing. There seems to be such a flourishing of diversity here.
It is certainly something. How far away from the spire?
At this point, you're almost right at there.
Okay, I'm going to focus my attention on the spire. Do I see doors, windows, light, anything?
So I'm just going to describe what you see. So as you begin to get closer to the spire, you see a very decrepit, old, what you now, all of you could probably recognize, or maybe the ones who are a bit more learned, some kind of holy place. You think, or you see what seem to be many windows, some still filled with this multicolored glass, but many of them shattered and being overgrown by vegetation.
Mm-hmm.
You see the door. What once was a grand entrance with thick wooden doors is now decayed and crumbled. You see out front a small cemetery with a couple of graves, the writing on them long since faded away and grown with vegetation. You see a small side building off it, what you probably assume to be maybe a small shed that used to keep the graves. Again, this has decayed, and only the outline of it can be seen now. The main building seems to be made of some variety of stone. And as you kind of get closer, you smell something. Like, is that a stew?
I'm going
You
to
smell.
oh, no man, keep going, sorry.
Yeah, you smell almost like cooking, like someone is preparing food. You can hear maybe the soft crackle of fire.
I'm going to try to quietly go up to the graves, and I'm trying to spot the newest one.
The newest one,
Mm-hmm.
it's extraordinarily hard to tell which one was newest.
The
Doesn't
one
look
with
like
the
any of
least faded writing, I'd say.
least faded. Right,
Or the
roll
one
me-
that looks ramshackle, like something that would have been done in like not many materials lying around or something.
Okay, roll me an investigation check to see if you
Okay.
can piece together what this is.
Investigation?
Investigation.
Where's my character sheet? Shit, 1 second. Plus 6, so that would be a 18.
18. You begin to wipe away some of these vines that seem to be going over one of these graves. It's the closest one to the entrance to this little cemetery. You put away, and it does seem to be quite a basic stone grave, and the carvings, it's barely eligible. You can get maybe every third
Mhm.
letter in a
Mhm.
word,
Mhm.
and you can't really piece together what name is written here.
Is there a date?
No, that is long since faded.
I will
What
stand
language
up.
is it in? Can you tell?
Oh yeah, what language
Mhm.
is it in?
You do recognize it as common,
Okay.
but a very old common. Actually, no, you wouldn't be able to understand that from the tiny bit you've seen.
Okay, I will stand up,
Looks common.
look to the rest of the party, give them a nod, and head towards the entrance. I'm going to stand at the bottom of the entrance and motion for the party to come closer.
Should we let whoever's cooking know we're coming?
That is the intention. I'm about to announce our presence.
Just do it in a friendly way.
Hail! We are travelers
You hear a
seeking
scream and then
conversation.
some, like rustling. Ah. What?
We are
Hello.
travelers seeking conversation. Would you be keen to exchange a few words with us?
I don't have anything worth stealing. Go away.
We do not mean to steal, sir.
That's what they all say.
I will give you some food. I have no use of it.
Food.
If you would but exchange a few words with us over a few moments, I will give you some food. You have my word.
All right. Come in. Don't try anything.
I'm going to look to the rest of the party, whisper, keep an eye out for traps. And I'll step in.
So you make your way into this dilapidated church, and kind of just sitting in what seems to be the very center of it, sitting on what you assume to just be some old stump,
Mm-hmm.
dead piece of furniture,
Mm-hmm.
or old piece of furniture, sorry, and with a small fire brewing in front of him, sits an old-looking man.
Mm-hmm.
You see he has kind of white hair, very dirty though, kind of filled with grime and grit. You see his teeth all rotten black and yellow, face disgusting, dirty, but still rather healthy looking. Or that's what you think until you look below the neck, where you see these buboes and these pustules downwards all over his body. Most prominent around his arms.
I'm going to, as we walk in and I realize that he's just made a ramshackle, kind of dwelling here, and it's not really his, at least I don't expect it to be really his home. I'm going to pull Flynn and Alexis aside, and whisper in both their ears, could you perhaps search the other room, see if there's anything worth salvaging in here?
Now who's the bad boy?
What?
Nothing. Okay.
But okay. Then I'll walk up to this guy. It's a great smell you have there. It's a pity I do not eat, however, else I would have wished to share in some of your meal. What is your name?
No, that's my vote.
That's fair. What is your name?
What's it to you?
A name means a lot to me. It gives me a way to remember you by. I doubt we would meet again on the road, and I would very much like for this to be a positive memory, wouldn't you say?
I don't know you. I
No,
no
you
reason
do
to like you.
not. No, you do not. But I can give you one, and I'm gonna reach in my bag of holding and pull out one ration.
What exactly do you pull out?
It's let's see, it's a small cured bread so that it will not go to bad, and in the middle there's just like a small like cured slab of really thin meat with a few like mushrooms and stuff. It's a single sandwich effectively, but it's packed neatly in this paper, and I'm going to just open the paper and show it to him. I'm going to say this will keep for a long time, and I've had it for a while now, but I do not eat. And I'm going to wrap it back in the piece of paper, put it back in my bag of holding, As you can see, I do not have a mouth. No mouth means no mouth to feed. So, what is your name? I'll motion
My
to
name-
L to like stand somewhere behind Amish.
Oh.
My name's Mess.
Miss, I'm Adam. Shake his hand. Try to, at least.
You grab his hands,
Mm-hmm.
and you can almost feel one of these buboes burst as you do so. Your hand now covered in this kind of sickly green
Ugh.
kind of pus.
It doesn't affect me, does it?
No.
Okay. I will not wipe it off. I will just take it in stride. This is Lucky. I point to Lucky.
Hello.
And that behind you is L.
Hey.
They all weird bunch.
What are
You
you
from
doing
around
out here? Yeah, actually,
live-
good question, Lucky.
I
Are
live
you?
here.
Oh, this is your house. Lovely place. I love the vegetation.
This is a shithole.
Oh.
I don't live here. I live underground.
We all live on the ground, don't we?
What?
We all live on the ground, don't we? Unless you're a bird.
I suppose.
How long have you lived here?
A while.
How many sons?
I don't really keep track of this kind of things, but a lot. Like, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, a bunch.
When you started living here, how high was your head? And I'm going to raise my hand up to like a child's height to a teenager's height and so on.
I don't know, maybe a year or so. Maybe a wee while longer.
Do you know what a year is? That's good to hear.
Okay.
Well, do you know of any others? Any other humans? Any other humanoids?
Oh yeah.
Where can we
aren't
find
you-
them?
Aren't you from there though?
No, we are from elsewhere.
You're not from the crater, are you?
What is
That's
the
too helpful for
crater?
that. What do you mean? What is the crater?
As I said, we are from elsewhere.
God, you blokes are weird.
Have you ever seen anything like me?
What? Guy in armor? Sure.
I will remove the front plating of my face and reveal the wood underneath. No features, just the eyes. I am not a man in armor.
Oh, you one of them? You're some fucking weird grove person, aren't you?
I will put the thing back on and I would say, we are made of similar materials, but I am not they and they are not I.
Okay.
So, the question. What is the crater?
I mean, from his reaction, doesn't seem like he has.
I will nod at Lucky.
Have you seen anyone like me? I'll take off my hat.
You look kind of like Wargy.
Is Borky a person?
Yeah, Wargy.
1 minute.
Good old word.
Wargy! Get over here.
Oh, is it a cat?
Aw.
And you see coming out from that dilapidated shed,
Mm-hmm.
kind of shuffling and moving, and then crawling his way over to this thing, is a fully grown
A fully
boy.
grown, a fully grown what?
What?
warg.
Oh,
Holy shit.
What is a
okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna keep my cool.
Like he's gonna like squat down and hello.
Mm.
Borky.
This
Oh, that's a nice cat.
the hell's a
Very.
cat?
It's a beautiful companion you have there.
Well, it's Wargy.
It's nice to meet you, Orgi. So Mess, what is the crater?
Alright, before I go on that, where the fuck are you guys from?
Elsewhere.
You're not, well, I can tell you're not from Denor, because you're not fish worshipping crazy people.
I'll write that in my book
not-
immediately. Denor fish worshipping crazy people.
Alright, you're not from the White Wolf's Fury, because you're not a bunch of goblins.
White Wolf's Fury, goblins.
And I doubt I doubt you're a bunch of orcs in disguise.
Where the orcs in disguise from?
No, they're down south.
Down south, orcs. Which way is south, coincidentally?
1 minute. He
Do we still
pulls
have
out-
compasses?
one minute. He pulls out what seems to be this small little device,
Mm-hmm.
shattered glass, and a small little arrow.
Right, a compass. Broken compass.
Yeah, that way. And he points south.
Okay, I will on my map, like with my memory, I will like see where the spire is on my map, see where the entrance to sanctuary is, and then I'll make a little arrow and be like, that's south, and then based on that I'll plot out north, east, and west.
Mm-hmm. Oh, you cunts. Alright, before I tell you anything else, give me some food. I've been more than accommodating.
This is true. I'll hand him one ration.
He kind of like sniffs it. Oh yeah, just dumps it into the stew.
Can I examine the stew, see any like edible plant matter that I can see inside?
Yeah, roll me. Yeah, just a perception. See if you can see what's in the stew.
Do you know where the intelligent folks are?
11. No, 12. 12.
I think Elixis asked Mess.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Can you? What did you say? I didn't hear what you said.
I said where the intelligent folks are.
Not for a long while.
Elixis, you're back from your search. Was it fruitful?
Yeah. While they were talking, I wanted to.
Yeah.
Well, so if you would have done an investigation, you would have found that there was a sleeping warg in that old shed.
Well, I didn't ask them to go to the shed. I just want to put that out.
Yeah. You would have found a sleeping warg, but that warg would have been surrounded by a bunch of bones as well.
What kind of bone?
Most of them seem to be chewed beyond recognition. But yeah, you'd probably see a couple of humanoid ones in there.
Was there anything valuable in any of the other?
No. Alright, yeah. Well, if you're looking for people, yeah, you want to head to Denor. It's east, next to the shore.
I'm going to flip to a new page and a new page from the map that I've already been working on, and very hastily make a more sketched map, not including the location of sanctuary, but centered around the spire. So I'm going to just obfuscate the location of sanctuary, center this map on the spire, put north, south, east, west, draw everything that I remember, and then ask him, can you show me which direction and where this place that you're talking about is on this map here?
He kind of like looks past you,
Mm-hmm.
points that way,
How far that way? How long of a walk?
decent bit.
A day? 2 days?
I mean, if you hoof it, like maybe a day. If you're more relaxed, maybe day and a half, 2 days.
Can I beautiful mind the distance from that?
Is that what we're calling it now?
Let me get my fucking. So it's about 35. That's wrong. 46 miles.
Okay.
So, yeah. So, roughly speaking, it's about 46 miles away. So, if you make your way there, you'd recommend. Not recommend. You'd reckon it'd be maybe about day and a half, 2 days.
Okay, I will write down like something like 40 to 50 miles on the thing. Any other landmarks about that close or that far away around this area?
Well, there's a crater, but that's a while away.
Again, what is the crater? What is the crater?
It's a crater. It's a big place.
Right. What caused it?
I don't know.
Where is it? Where is this crater again?
It's he points west.
How far?
No, east. East, sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no
my,
worries.
my cardinal direction.
Don't worry, it's the curse
Oh,
of the DM. How
I
far?
don't. I mean, I've never been to the crater. I've met people from the crater. I wouldn't know. You'd have to ask someone else.
How far have you been in that direction?
I don't, not far. I came from Denor, but I got the fuck out of there.
Where's Duno again?
Just east. I just pointed to it.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Sorry. I don't know why I wrote down freehold in my notes. No, that's Denor. Okay.
Freehold.
What?
Same thing.
I'm confused, guys.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, I'll put a little mark. Denor.
Denor. So the crater is further than Denor.
Oh yeah, bunch further. And I wouldn't. Yeah, don't go through the mountains. All I know is that it's bad through there.
How would you go to Denor from here? How would you go to Denor from here?
To go down the mountain, and you should find a path. It's pretty decently well warned. If you go down a bit, you should find a road. It'll lead you to either Denor, or if you keep going up north a bit, you might find the Shallows.
What are the Shallows?
It's smaller town, Denor. Kind of like it, but not really.
Right. What's further north than that? Do you know?
Never, I wouldn't know.
What
Never
about
left
south?
this area.
What's further south?
South, Orcs.
Oh,
Just to be sure, you do not have a map, right?
No. I don't.
and west of us is the ocean. Can you tell us anything about the ocean?
It's cold.
And wet, I would assume.
Yes, cold and wet.
Is it always
and
this cold throughout the year? All the
What are
time?
you talking about? This is great weather.
Oh,
Is
this
Is the
is
weather
warm.
always this good throughout the year?
Oh hell no. No, it gets really bloody cold. You never know when one of those storms are gonna come bit and then it just freezes you. Like I've known guys that went out, never came back. Found them a week later, just frozen.
Oh dear. Hope that flower's alright.
So it always tickles you out when you find one of those.
Right. I'm going to look at the rest of the party. Do we have any more information we're going to need from this gentleman?
DM, what did I get from my perception check on this stew?
You got a 12, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you would have seen that it's a brownish color.
Mm-hmm.
You see a couple chunks of what you would reckon is some kind of meat.
Mm-hmm.
And you do see maybe what seems to be like some kind of root in there.
Root. Okay.
If we have no further questions for you, Mess, then I'm going to pull out another ration from my pack, bringing me down to 8 total. And then I'm going to just give that to him as well and say, thank you so very much for your time and your information. I bid you good travels.
Right. Alright, you cunts have been a bit more accommodating than most other people. So I'll give you this little bit of tidbit.
Yes. What does he say? Hello? Hello?
Sorry, I had to speak to
It
someone.
was catatonic.
Oh. I was worried that the Discord died for a second.
Yeah, sorry, I had to speak to someone. I mean, yeah. Out north in the mountains, there's this group. They call themselves the White Wolves Fury. A bunch of goblins, hobs, and bugs, and bugbears. Just be careful, all right? If they find you, they'll take everything you got.
That's north.
In the mountains. Don't know exactly where.
I have one final question for you.
Yeah.
And I'm going to be a bit more careful as I say this. I'm going to straighten out my posture. Have you ever heard of a sunstone?
No.
Insight check.
Right?
What is my insight? Plus 3, 15.
15. You don't think he knows what sunstone is.
Thank you.
I'll ask him something too.
Go ahead.
Would you be willing to part with Volky? I've grown to like.
No.
We
mine.
are
I
not.
found this thing. I found it cub, and
What
then
if
I made
I
it mine.
what if I trade him for food or something else?
This thing was the best thing ever happened to me. He keeps bringing me food.
How about the shiny dagger?
No, I got a dagger. It's not shiny, but it's mine.
I have a few more things too. I have a bowl of balls.
I think this man does not wish to part with his companion, cat.
I have gold.
Don't care. I've got Wargy.
Okay.
Let's go.
I'll just come back and steal him. Just kidding, I won't.
All right.
He's not going to come back and steal him. That was his. From where we come from, jokes are different. Let's go.
Well, where you come from, jokes are different.
Uh,
So stabbed.
I don't say it, but I look at him and mouth, I win.
I'm gonna see if he notices that.
Why? Why? We just had a really good conversation. Don't get us in a fight.
Nah, he didn't see it.
Okay.
He's too busy eating this sandwich. He's like, this shit good.
Once we're outside, I'm gonna ask Alexis and Flynn if they got anything.
Yes,
It's
we
pretty
got
barren in
Wargy.
here.
No, we did not get work.
I don't think we have the word.
No, we saw him sleeping in one of the shacks.
What about in the other rooms of the church? Did you find anything useful?
Yeah.
No, it was picked clean.
Yeah, that makes sense. Elle, thank you for moving in behind him like that. I was worried he might turn hostile. It was reassuring to have you at his back.
I'm glad to hear it. I'll do what I can.
Well, that was
Is
an
there any of
interesting
that-
experience.
Guys, do you know what this means? There are whole clusters of people living up here. It's habitable.
Did you see that dude? He had a lot of pus on him.
I will
That's fair.
concede the point that it certainly seems survivable, but habitable requires a bit more than just survival. As far as we've seen so far, Sanctuary still seems like a, well, sanctuary.
Well, we do only have a sample size of one.
Yes, I would recommend we head to this Duno and perhaps the town north of it. Remember, our mission is still to find a sunstone.
Is that our mission? I
Yes.
mean-
Fix it, right?
Well,
Your mission is to either find a way to fix Sunstone, find a new Sunstone, or at the very worst, find a new place that is safe and habitable.
yeah. Well, the thing about the Sunstone is, truth be told, I am not entirely sure as to what ails it. We do not understand it. I was its caretaker for a while, and even I, in the century I've been with it, do not fully comprehend what it is. I fear that it may simply be far easier to procure another than to fix the one we already have.
Well, in order to procure another, we need to know where it comes from. And if we find out where it comes from, we might know what might cause it to, you know.
However, I also fear something else. In Sanctuary, the word Sunstone was unanimously recognized. Here, this man had zero inkling as to what I had uttered. I fear it may be far harder to find mention of a sunstone out here in the overworld than we thought, which might complicate the matter of finding a fix or finding a new one.
Do you know where it came from?
Do we?
No, it was already in the ceiling when Sanctuary was
Oh.
born. Or at least when all of you were born, you would have just always known the Sunstone was in the ceiling.
I mean, nobody asked the elder, like, where did this thing come from?
I think I would have, but would he have responded?
He would have told you the Sunstone is the salvation tree. That's all we need to know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I would have trusted Auris, so.
Well, maybe we can try to find some people who are more knowledgeable about the state of things. They might know.
Well, they might not call it the sunstone either.
Well,
Well,
I'm
Wasn't
sure
it
Adam can describe it to them.
I
Yeah.
can do. Okay, DM, can you give me like all over the years that I've spent with it, the decades? I'm sure I would have identified it at one point or another. What does it identify as?
Oh, it identifies essentially as a with a very
Sorry,
Sorry,
powerful.
you cut
you
out.
cut out there.
You cut
Oh,
out there.
sorry. Am I okay?
Yeah, better now.
Yeah. So you would identify it as essentially a large crystal
Mm-hmm.
that is charged, that is enchanted with the daylight spell, but on a much higher level.
Okay.
wasn't it a Dwarven cave where sanctuary?
Sorry, what did you say?
Wasn't it a Dwarven cave where sanctuary?
Yeah, many believe it to be in the and they have taught you that sanctuary must have been an ancient dwarf.
You cut out again there. We heard ancient
okay.
dwarf, and then
I'm gonna reconnect and hope that'll fix it.
okay. It's the DM curse. The DM is always the one that gets the shitty Discord
Right?
connection.
Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Yeah. They've always told you, teachers and whatever kinds of books that you can salvage, that sanctuary must have been some kind of ancient dwarven ruin.
So it's safe to say some old dwarf guy might be a little bit.
Possibly.
Yes, we maybe could find someone who can make another.
Perhaps. I mean, I know what the Sunstone is at its core. I know. Well, I think I know the basics of how to create one. It is incredibly difficult, and I personally cannot do so. Otherwise, I would have done so already. The
Of course.
problem is, well, we are going to have to find a steeple of Arcanum effectively to complete our quest, and I still think our best bet is to head to the city. We head to the city, we learn more information about the world that we have arrived in, and we work our way from there.
Right. So you guys begin your travels down to the north.
Before we leave, I'm going to walk back to the cemetery again. But you know what concerns me the most? I'm going to wipe off the same gravestone. This is the newest grave here, yet even for the newest grave, there is no date marker.
I mean, maybe people who die now just get eaten instead of buried. Just like we do in our city.
That
I mean, not eaten, but
We eat people?
no,
that was
What
fertilizer.
are you talking about?
you need to choose your words carefully, Lucky. When we pass in, when you, since I do not die, when you pass in sanctuary, your body is used as fertilizer to grow more crops, and the crops are effectively grown from the dead, and then the young eat the crops. So effectively, we are eating the dead. However, it is far more complicated than that. We do not perform post-mortem cannibalism.
Just got very worried about the sandwich I ate yesterday.
You are fine.
I mean, that is not necessarily a bad thing, you know.
No, of course. I meant the plants eat us, and then we eat the plants.
Yes. Regardless, I would
What is
say
boring?
that the fact that this world seems to have lost its touch with time is what worries me. In Sanctuary, we do have a dating system. We have a calendar. I've seen the calendar grow and mature myself over decades, but I do not see one out here, and that man had an issue describing distances and time. I hope not everyone is like him, but if that were to be the case, then we would find ourselves in a predicament.
Perhaps
No,
we should take care to keep our sense of time.
that
If you
is
would
where I was
keep a
going
record
with
of
that.
Adam?
Yes, I can in fact keep a record of the time that we are spending outside of Sanctuary. Shall we proceed then?
to dinner, I guess.
Let's go.
To dinner.
Right. So you begin to set off on your travel. And as you begin to walk down this mountain and eventually get out into a relatively open plain, it really begins to hit, especially with you, Lucky, the diversity of the flora that is around you. It changes dramatically from like everywhere you go, you will see something new, something strange and interesting. Same with the fauna. You see animals that are wrong. At one point, you would have seen a deer, but much larger, about the size of maybe a bear, and its horns, or sorry, not its horns, its antlers would have been sharp like stakes, and its teeth gnarled and sharp. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, sorry, it was very quiet.
We're listening.
No, I thought you were gonna go on.
It's
No, I've gone
gnarled
through
and
like
sharp.
like 5 pages of parchment at this point. It's just like scribbling.
And as you begin to just surround yourself in this new experience, this oddity of what life has become, you realize it's become night, and you're going to have to set up camp.
It appears that our day cycles in Sanctuary over the centuries have not become too disjointed with the day cycles of the overworld. That is reassuring.
Yeah. Can I ask about the sky? Does it look like what color is it? What color is the sunset?
The sunset seems to be, I guess, what a sunset should be. Kind of
Okay.
orangey,
Mhm.
orangey, sometimes verging on pink, as the sky begins to go away. The sky itself is a bright blue, the occasional cloud in the sky.
Okay, okay. I just want to check if it was normal.
Yeah, it's normal.
I kind of want to. Do we see any place that is like kind of sheltered that we can make camp?
Not actually. Roll me a perception check.
That is 25.
25. Yes, you do see what seems to be a small cropping of trees that, by your reckoning, would be able to shield you from a decent amount of the cold wind that is that is going to be coming for you at the night. Undoubtedly going to be coming for you at the night. That's right. There you go.
Alright, I'm gonna point out to the party. We set up camp here. Looks
That
like it
seems
was warm.
like a good idea.
It's gonna get colder when the sun
Yes.
sets.
I'm going to set up our tents.
Okay,
Which
I
I'm
wanna
assuming
cast-
everybody's keeping their tents in my bag of holding. Because those
don't-
things are big.
Mine's with you.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out all the tents and start setting them up.
I want to cast detect poison and disease, like ritual cast, and then start looking around, foraging around for like edible plants.
Okay. I would say with that, roll me an investigation with advantage.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
2 to 3.
That
So
is
you do, yeah.
11. Wait. 7 plus 4 is 11. Yeah.
Wait, what? How'd you get 11 from a 3?
I have I guidance myself.
Oh, okay.
Oh. So 11?
Yeah.
11. You do come across a couple plants that you reckon would be edible, but when you detect them would detect poison. Yeah, no, those bitches full of poison. Yeah,
Oof.
that one will kill you outright. Oh, that one will paralyze you.
Do I notice what she's doing?
Writing it in notes.
Yeah, you would see her like kind of foraging at these plants. Yeah.
Okay. Is Lucky a dude or a chick, by the way?
Chick.
Okay. Gonna walk over a bit.
I mean, not that you can tell. I don't
What
know.
are you, what are you doing?
Just looking for something we can eat, but that everything around here seems like it wants to kill us.
What do you mean?
Well, it wouldn't matter to you, but you know, if you ate that, you would die. If you touched that, you would die.
These are poisons.
Yep.
I'm going to grab a bunch of them.
Okay,
not if I
roll
were
me
you.
as you go over to grab some of these.
Am I affected by poisons?
Yes.
No, I'm not talking about the ones that touch. I'm talking about the ones that, like, if you eat, you will die. I want those.
Oh yeah, no, those won't affect you. But you're going down to grab some mushrooms and some other poisonous plants. Roll me a con save as you go to grab one of these plants. A plume of green spores get into your face, and you can feel the wood inside you begin to rot.
Okay, I am resistant to poison and immune to disease. Just putting that out there.
Yeah, I know you're resistant, but still, roll me a save.
Okay, con save would be 21.
21, so you pass, so you'll get to take half damage.
Okay.
I literally just told you not to touch it.
Right. So take
Might come
3
in useful.
points. Yeah, take
3
3
points?
points of damage.
Is that already quartered?
That is quartered, yes.
Okay. Alright, so 3 points of damage. I'm fine with that. But basically what I want to do is that I have a few like pouches for like specimens and stuff like that. I want to see if I can grab a few of these poisons for like making my own poisons later on.
Okay, yeah. Again, roll me investigation check with advantage since Lucky has already scouted out a bunch of them for you.
Okay. That would be another... Oh, that's 22 actually.
22. Yeah, you find 4 different specimens that by your reckoning, along with your botanist's aid, you could reckon you probably with some time create into a poison.
Okay, so do I have like just 1 bag of poisons now?
Yeah, you have 1 bag of poisoning. Poisons, yes.
Okay, sure. I will add that to my equipment. I will tend to look at. These are fairly potent. You were right. It's a good thing that I'm not
I am
as
like
affected by
10 feet
these.
away from you.
These will come in useful in the future, Lucky.
You planning to poison somebody?
I plan on not being caught unaware if I need to.
Or just make sure those pouches are secure.
They are. And I put them in the bag of holding.
I'm just gonna call to the rest of the party. Guys, don't eat anything unless I check it first.
Just holding a ration and looking at you.
Not that. It's fine. By the way, these trees we are behind aren't the murder trees, right? Are they?
Luke?
DM?
Luke?
Oh, I guess
Luke!
Sorry,
Oh,
I
sorry.
accidentally muted myself.
I was doing the
Yes.
snake thing.
Yes, I know. I love it. Yeah, so you do. I was gonna say, or I was saying, calling these trees normal wouldn't be correct, but they're not abyssal oaks. Not abyssal oaks. Sorry, lesser spawn of the grove that have faces and look humanoid. But they are still like multicolored trees. Most of them crimson colored with multicolored leaves.
Cool, cool.
So they're not gonna eat us in a
At least to your knowledge.
Regardless, I do not sleep. I will still be keeping watch. So I will wake you if the need arises.
If any
So
of
you-
them vomits on me, it's all...
Sorry.
If they vomit on me again, it's on.
It would actually be on you because, you know, they vomited on you, but sure.
Right. So who's doing watches then?
I can take the entire watch because, like, I don't sleep.
I only rest for 4 hours, so I can go for a while as well.
Yeah, mine is like I go immobile, but I'm still like awake and alert.
Okay, so then for the first half of the night, I'll get a perception check from Adam, and then I will get a second one from Flynn because he would have fully rested by that point.
Okay.
Lucky falls asleep, like drooling on her notes.
1-4 for Adam.
1-4.
9 for Flynn.
Right. Okay. So, Adam, you kind of sit out next to a small fire you created by collecting dead pieces of wood from the forest.
Mm-hmm.
You sit down next to this fire and you kind of just look out into the darkness. It's sky is full of bright, twinkling stars,
Mm.
and is a far cry from what you have used to. The dim, sometimes dank insides of Sanctuary. And you just look up at the natural beauty of the sky, and you think, how could we have not known about this earlier? And then your attention is taken away from the sky when you see out into the forest something. A form just standing,
How tall?
watching you. About maybe 7 foot tall,
Above the canopy or in the canopy?
in the canopy. Doesn't seem to gain closer, just seems to be keeping a good distance away from you, but still watching.
I will take one of my ball bearings, magical tinkering, light it up so it emits light, a dim light. I will put it in the magic stone cannon, and I'll fire it out, not to hit it, but just in its direction, kind of like as a, hey, I see
Flare.
you there. Yeah.
You shoot out this magical induced flare, and you see a silhouette.
Mm-hmm.
You see humanoid, but again, not quite. Seems wrong. Almost as if it has horns or some kind of something sticking out the side of its head. You see a set of glowing green eyes when you do that, though.
Glowing
It now
green
knows-
eyes, horn.
Once you fire that out,
Mm-hmm.
and you've recognized that you have seen it, it's almost like it turns on its eyes again,
Right.
like a bioluminescent glow from its eyes that silhouette a rough fixture of a face.
I make my eyes glow a bit more as well, like in response.
It continues to illuminate the same.
Mm-hmm. I'm just watching, not gonna do anything else.
Just watching. And eventually, Flynn, you would finish your trance, and you would see Adam just staring out into the forest. You don't notice this.
I will. Do I notice Flynn wake up?
Would Flynn leave his tent, or would he just stay inside?
I would leave my tent, yeah. I wasn't.
Then you,
Oh, yeah, leave
then
tent's
you
fine.
would notice.
I will
Yeah.
snap my fingers, point up and in the direction that I'm looking, and put my hand flat and go forward like so. I'm saying like look there far.
Yeah, I'll try and see it.
With his assistance, you can see this tall figure, sort of just staring from you from a couple 100 feet away.
Do we do anything about that?
Keep your eye on it for now. I will scan the forest for others. I'm going to look around the forest now, knowing what I'm looking for. I'm going to see if there's any more like that, while Flynn keeps his eyes on that one.
You scan the forest, and now you know what you're looking for. You see a few of them,
A few of
dotted
them.
amongst the trees, these beings. And now that seem to recognize you, seeing them, their eyes glow. The
How
same
many?
bioluminescent green. By your count, the ones that you can see at least,
Mm-hmm.
maybe 6.
Is there anybody else here who only sleeps for like half the night? No. Okay.
No, all of them
6.
require full night's sleep. Yeah.
Okay. I am going to.
All of them seem to be like a few 100 feet away. Don't show any signs of hostility. Just watching.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and wave at the one that I'm looking at.
I will reach out and tap you on the shoulder and say, I fired a flare at that one, and it came to life but has not moved. They might yet simply be observers. I do not sense hostility, but I would be wary. I need to rest regardless. My eyes will be open. Watch the direction opposite to me, would you?
Will do.
I'm going to go into a Seiza.
Okay. Hey, Flynn, as you let out this wave to this creature, can you just roll me a straight
Charisma?
charisma check?
Oh no!
It was just a wave.
How friendly is your wave?
relatively friendly.
You see this creature again cock its head ever so slightly. You see it look at its appendage, lift it up, and then very, almost robotically or very stiffly, just wave at you.
Oh,
Yeah. All right.
And now, however, you hear that creaking and cracking all around you, as multiple of these things staring at you wave as well.
Oh.
I will
Alright.
kneel down in a seiza, and then I will go into my stasis mode. My eyes are still open. I'm still looking, but they're not glowing anymore. I'm going into my long rest.
Okay. And assuming Flynn doesn't do anything and just watches them, the
Yeah, I'm
night
just gonna watch
passes.
now.
do you want to do anything, Flynn?
No, I'm
Do
just
you
gonna
want to do
watch
anything?
them. I want to
Eventually,
push my luck.
eventually, you would lose sight of them in the midst of the night, and when morning comes, there is no sign of them.
Should challenge them to a dance battle.
My eyes
Do
light
they have
up.
any? Do they have any tracks in the woods?
Do you go and look for some?
I'll wait until everybody gets up
You
and
go
then say what I'm
solo.
gonna do.
Give me a second to manage my spells really quick. Let's see. What would be
Are
useful
you all
today?
gonna tell us what happened in the night?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely in a bit.
I waved at them and they waved back.
Like-
They're my friends now.
Bro, you saw some cool eldritch creatures and you didn't wake me up?
You needed
You were
your
sleeping.
rest.
Dang it.
These creatures were interesting, to say the least. They responded to light with light, and to a wave with wave. They seem to be mimicking. I sense no hostility.
You try talking to them?
No. They were far away. Well, regardless, we should probably always have eyes up when we take a rest anywhere. It is good that there are two of us that only need to spend half the time resting, such that one of us may always have an eye out.
Yes, the surface seems very populated.
Quite so.
Is Flynn going to investigate? Because I would want him unless somebody else wants to.
I'm going to go to a different spot from Flynn, so like whichever spot Flynn goes to, I'm going to go to another one.
I can help them investigate again.
DM.
I guess. Why do we just all?
Yep.
Oh, I thought you disconnected again. Yeah.
I'm good.
Flynn and Lucky are going to investigate one of the spots where the things were at, and then I think Igloo's character is coming with Adam. Adam is going to investigate a separate spot.
Okay. So you separately go to check out a couple of these tracks, or these opposite tracks for these creatures. Yeah. You make your way over to multiple different. So essentially, you're going to different places, but you see the same thing. There are no tracks leading anywhere.
I'm gonna look
Not
at
so
the
much.
trees around this area. Do I notice anything odd about them?
The trees, there seem to be the same variety of trees that you've seen, like in the same little canopy that you were in. They seem to be mainly red colored in oak. A couple of them seem to be maybe a black, maybe a natural brownish color. Occasionally, you see deep into the forest, you'll see one of these smaller, lesser spawn. But you don't see anything unordinary about them, at least unordinary from the ones you've already seen. Unordinary, yeah.
Can I do a ritual detect magic?
Sure.
I'll find the flare that I shot out and retrieve the ball bearing. Is it still there, or was it taken?
It's gone.
It's gone. A souvenir.
What do I
Then.
see with the?
Hmm?
What do I see with ritual detect magic?
With detect magic, you look around at many of this flora. Almost all of it detects with even just a faint bit of magic. Especially eminent when you stare at one of these lesser spawn trees, just alive with a mix of conjuration and necromancy.
Cool. Nothing specifically relating to where these creatures was supposed to be.
Nothing that would indicate like any teleportation spells or
Okay.
movement or such.
Well, that trail is cold. Perhaps we should continue on our journey. Where's Elle?
She's dead.
Wait, where's Elle?
Maya?
Uh,
I don't think Maya's here.
Maya. Maya.
She did.
Can I make an
She did.
investigation check to find Elle?
Yeah, no, you find out she just seems to be in the camp, just
Oh.
eating a piece of ration.
Okay.
I'll deem that if a character's not here, she's fine.
Okay.
So do you guys head on for another day of journey?
Yeah,
Yep.
I think.
Yeah.
On the map, like where are we going right now?
You're heading towards the second little X over here.
Oh, right. Okay. Wait, that is east. That's east.
Well, technically, it's northeast.
North.
That's west.
Sorry,
mean, it
northwest.
might
I'm
not-
getting my cardinal directions confused.
So
Wait,
we
I
are.
thought you said.
Yeah.
West.
Wait. So.
Yeah, I've got my cardinal directions confused. You're heading west, not east.
Okay. So that's Denor.
So
Where's
the crater is to the east.
the crater is around
Crater is to
here?
the east, yes.
Okay.
Okay,
Crater
and
is on the other side of the map.
this is orcs. And
Yeah, I will just place a couple of ticks to rough directions.
you moved us to combat map.
We're on the wrong.
Oh, I didn't take you to the right map. You're not on combat. You should be on continent map.
We are on the. Are we supposed to be on the combat map?
No, continent map. Like not
We're
continent, but-
we're on the combat map.
Are you?
Yeah.
yes.
Ah,
There we go.
there you go. You see that now?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Denor. The crater is somewhere here.
Mm-hmm.
This
And
is orcs,
Yes.
and this is crazy North people.
Well, you don't know what's up further north, but yes.
Okay.
They said goblins or something.
Yeah, in the mountains,
Mm-hmm.
they said that there was a band of what you would probably assume is like bandits of some variety,
Mm-hmm.
calling themselves the White Wolf's Fury.
Gotcha. All right. To Denor then.
Mm-hmm. You reckon by the pace you're taking,
Mm-hmm.
if you travel until night, you'll be able to get to Dinor. You'll be able to get to Denor by early morning. The next day.
Hmm. Can we see anything? So we're on the road now, right?
Mm-hmm. Eventually, you'd be actually going onto a road. During the day's travel, you would actually find your way onto what seemed to be not a road by conventional construction means, but one that's just been well walked.
Can I investigate it to see when was the last time someone walked here?
All right, roll me survival.
Survival.
If I can.
17.
17.
Guidance, right? 1 second.
Oh.
18.
18. You try and go down, look for any kind of tracks. You do detect a couple of animal tracks that seem to have maybe just walked past it, but no humanoid tracks have been here for at least a week.
Any wheels?
No wheels.
Interesting. All right, let's keep going. North and west.
Mm-hmm. So you continue on. Okay, so let me just roll some stuff.
A lot of stuff.
You go on your day, traveling, keeping an eye out for more of these trees. Make sure not to get too close to them. Just keeping a general eye out for any interesting pieces of flora or fauna, any dangers. And with this caution, you go about a day's journey undisturbed.
All right then.
Eventually, night comes again, and you set up your camp.
Can I
Same
do
as
the
last night.
same thing as yesterday?
Mhm.
The foraging.
All right, roll me an investigation check. See if you can find anything.
So, 13.
13. You do find one, what you assume to be some kind of root vegetable, kind of just growing out in the wild.
Oh.
Do you also find any
It's-
poisons?
Oh yeah, I do the same thing as yesterday and ritual cast it.
Yeah, you find some more plants that you detect as poisonous. They seem to be roughly the same variety that you detected yesterday.
Can I do the same thing?
Grab another pouch.
No
Yep.
more.
No more.
Yep, you can get yourself another pouch of poisons.
All right. How much damage do I take?
Assuming that you're careful this time, you don't take any.
Okay. Thank you.
That was just more that you just showing, oh yeah, this is dangerous wildlife. Just don't go randomly touching it.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I'm gonna try and boil this root. Cook it.
Yeah. So what it actually looks like is a long stalk vegetable, green, kind of a natural green color. But as you cut into it, or if you break it apart, it has what seems to be like a purple center. So you boil it.
Yeah, I'll boil it, season it a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just enough for like one person to eat?
It's like for one person essentially. It's like the size of like a carrot.
Okay, I'll like slice it and offer it to others if they want to try it, but he wants to.
I would if I had a mouth.
Oh, sorry. I'm trying to be insensitive.
No worries.
Can you like stuff them in your nose or
I don't have a nose.
But you must have some sort of hole.
No.
Not even one.
No, I mean the only holes I have are these, and then I turn both my arms into cannons. You
Then stuff it down there.
that would be very, and I turn them back into hands. Inconvenient.
I don't know about that. Maybe we would say some.
It would be quite inconvenient. There's something I want to do. I'm going to look around for some dead wood.
Mm-hmm. It would. Yeah, you go over to the forest and you find a couple pieces of old bark that seem to be almost been like shedded by these trees.
I want to look for any like branch that's fallen or something like that. I want to look for a nice solid, let's say maybe like a 3 foot long piece of wood that can still be usable.
You want a walking stick?
No.
What's your intention with this?
I want to use it as a crafting material.
Okay. I would say from where you currently are,
Mm-hmm.
you do not find any. You're in
Okay.
more of an open plain, not into a deep forest. And while you can find like scraps of like
Mhm.
dried dead wood, nothing that would fit your specific category.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, fair enough. Okay, that's fine.
Right. So, do you try this strange root vegetable?
Yeah, I'll just like
Yeah,
first
you eat
fruit
it.
from the surface.
Mm-hmm.
Take a bite out of
You
it.
eat it.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bit bitter,
Mm-hmm.
but it's edible.
Cool.
And with that, unless anyone wants to do anything, the night will descend.
I will
Doing the
keep
same
my
watches?
first watch again, yeah.
Okay. In that case, both Adam and Flynn, please give me perception checks.
19 for fun.
Natural 20 for 23.
Natural 20. Mm-hmm. So both of you, through both of your watches, see these strange individuals in the night again.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to be keeping the same distance that they did last night, but this time, rather than just obscuring themselves, they let themselves be known by lighting their eyes immediately.
Mm-hmm. I want to try and see if there's any similarity between these creatures and the Watcher.
Mm-hmm. Do you try to get closer to them?
No.
So, from where you are now and still in the dark, there is one or two big differences that you can tell from these are from the Watchers.
Mm-hmm.
For one, the one you met at least didn't have any eyes or didn't have any facial features. It was just a blank face made of roots.
Mhm.
These ones seem to have quite large, like, eyes that apparently can light up, and it almost looks they have horns coming out the side of their head.
Mhm.
At least by the silhouette you see occasion, it looks like horns.
What kind of horns are we talking? Are we talking like a ram horn or like a bull horn or
No, like,
minotaur horn?
It's either side of the forehead going out at maybe 25-degree angles. Straight
Right.
out.
Right. Got it. I think I know what you mean. Well, like devil horns, but to the sides.
Devil horns, but more to the side, yes.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I will
That's
maintain
weird.
the same watch, and then after Flynn wakes up, I'll go into my Seiza and take my long rest.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna wave at them again.
Yeah, and this time immediately when you wave at them, you again hear all around you this creaking and cracking of wood as they wave back.
I'm content.
You are content. And eventually, morning will find you all. And you wake. And again, you can go investigate the tracks, or supposed tracks, and none. No sign that they were ever here.
Mm-hmm.
I slept through the cool creatures again.
Oh, I could have woke you up. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I just
right. I
didn't
forgot
think of
about that.
Wake me up next time. Did you try talking to them?
No.
Not yet. They waved back at me again.
I'm not
Seem friendly.
sure if it would be a good idea to
Next
talk
time,
to
wake
them.
us up.
I mean, they clearly want something from us.
Maybe they're just watching it. Maybe they're with the watcher.
Yeah.
Oh, didn't think of that. I mean, do they look like trees?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, onward
Why would they
to
only
dinner.
watch us at night?
I'm assuming, that they watch us during the day as well. We just haven't seen them yet. To dinner.
To dinner?
The dinner.
Yeah.
So you guys, again, set out on a day's journey. And it's not even early morning. Maybe about 7 o'clock by your rough estimations. Maybe not even 7, maybe 8 actually. But you make it in, or you can begin to see the rough civilization that is before you. You see buildings, wooden and stone,
Mhm.
watchtowers, a distance away. Getting you to the map.
From a distance, I want to see. What kind of races do I see?
Well, before you even begin to get close to this village,
Mm-hmm.
you come down from this road down here.
Okay.
Whoops, 1 minute, I need my pointy stick. Pointy stick. You make your way down from this main road down here.
Mm-hmm.
And as you begin to walk down, you begin to notice what you assume to be some kind of watchtower.
Mm-hmm.
And as you're making your way down, you probably hear it before you see it. Just as an arrow lands at your feet.
I will stop and put my hands out and stop the rest of the party as well.
Mm-hmm. So at this point, you're maybe about 150 foot away
From the
from
watchtower.
the watchtower. Mm-hmm.
I will tilt
And this
my
arrow is just in
hat up to the point where I can look at the watchtower, and I'll try to see who's in there.
You can see from at least where you are now 2 individuals. One
Mhm.
with what seems to be a longbow, and one who currently seems to be climbing down a ladder, making his way to meet you.
Okay. I will look to the rest of the party, make sure everybody understands the current situation.
Seem friendly.
They seem on guard, which makes sense. Let's be friendly. And I'm going to stare at Alexis. Friendly.
Right.
I'll look back at
So-
the approaching guard.
So within about a minute or so, you see this individual walk up to you. You see that they are clad in what you assume to be some kind of leather armor,
Mm-hmm.
but over it you see what seems to be like a tabard, a kind of cloth overcoat essentially that it seems to be a little bit brightly colored actually, like kind of 2 main squares of different colors on each side.
Is
And
there
like
a
traditional
sigil
medieval,
on the tabard?
there is. You notice that there seems to be a rough drawing of what you assume to be an eye wearing a crown.
Huh, okay.
So this individual makes their way up to you, sword drawn, but not in a hostile position, just at the ready.
Hail!
Yeah. Kind of like looks at the group.
We seek
Alright.
entry into the north.
Alright. Who's you? What your business?
My name is Adam. These are my companions. We are here seeking someone who would be a master of Arcanum. We require help.
What?
Person who does magic.
What?
We're looking for someone who does magic.
Nah.
We're tourists.
Tourists?
We're not from around here.
Alright, traders?
Yeah,
We want
we have items to trade.
for information.
We're traders.
Right, roll a deception check.
No, can I give advantage to myself by
Can I do
pulling out a 10 gold piece diamond?
Okay, right, roll with advantage then.
Okay. Okay.
Guidance?
26? Wow. Yeah.
Who
Yes,
got
this
who got 26?
Alexis.
Wow. Okay.
Oh yeah, he's the deception guy.
Yeah, he is the
Lying guy,
deception
go.
guy. Wow.
Yeah, so this guard kind of like notices this shiny rock you have and says,
Mhm.
alright, you're one of them odd job types.
Mhm.
Alright. Make your way into town. We're watching you though, don't cause anything.
Yeah, of course not. Thank you very much.
Very
So,
nice people.
Be respectful. Ceremony's underway.
what ceremony is underway?
You'll see.
Is there anything that we should not do? Please do tell us. We do not wish to.
Just don't interrupt the father.
Don't interrupt the father. What does he look like?
Yeah, you'll know him when you see him.
Understood. Thank you very much. Can I shake your hand?
No.
Okay.
And he walks away.
They don't seem
Makes
to
his way
be
back to the watchtower.
very kindly to outsiders here. We should probably keep our wits about us.
So you make your way into town, and it seems to be, at least at the moment, a large congregation seems to be making its way around the water. The water's end over here,
Mm-hmm.
on the small bit of beach they see there. But one thing you notice about the about the town as well, it's strange. Now, I don't think I ever mentioned this, but Sanctuary, at least by thematical look, looks like it's kind of industrial Victorian-esque
Mm-hmm.
kind of design. So people are wearing suits and denim and things of the such. There's a very industrial feel to it.
Mhm.
This, however, looks much more medieval. You see thatched roof houses. You see people wearing like peasant clothes, like single pieces of clothes that make up the entire portion of cloth. You see guards wearing like leather armor and these tabards. It seems like for whatever reason these people have digressed at least a bit. So you make your way through the town and through what seems to be a decent market, actually.
What kind of races do we see?
You see milling about mainly human.
Mm-hmm.
Do they look deformed?
Some of them do. Some of them look fine. Some of them have like oddities about them. Maybe a hunch. Like again, these buboes on their arms. Maybe they'll have like something was wrong about their face, like an eye slightly slooped down their face. Things like that.
Keep going through.
You keep going through, past the market, and eventually you come up to this large congregation of people, all kneeling and giving worship. But you see one individual, dressed in very fine blue robes. He currently has his back to you, but you can hear him kind of uttering out a sermon.
I will raise my hand behind my back to the rest of the party and just like give a signal to stay quiet because I'm assuming this is the father.
And he says this: "Children, oh children of Denoa, we come here again in reverence and in glory of our king. Our king who gives us bountiful harvest. Our king who gives us security. Our king who gives us his divine wisdom. And what does he ask for us? Nothing more than our devotion. Nothing more than our praise. So we come down here on these days so that we can do such. We must remember that he is the one, he is the only one that we give our worship to. We give thanks to others, but he is the only we give worship to." He turns around now, and you can see now this face, or what's obscuring his face. A bright silver mask, inlaid with multiple eyes around the outside of it.
Real eyes?
No, fake.
Okay.
Carved into the mask, but you see two real eye holes, and you can see, even where you are, vibrant blue eyes. Looks over to you, and you see, my children, our king has brought us visitors. New folk.
I'll take a shot.
I can already
bow.
sense interesting things from you. Now go, my children. Go about your day and give worship to our Lord, our sunken king. And with that, the crowd disperses, all of them giving you an eye,
I will
staring at you.
tip the brim of my hat to anybody who looks.
Does it feel like it's okay to talk to the father guy now?
Perhaps, I have a feeling he's about to approach us anyway. Calling us out
As
like
you say.
that in the open.
And as you say that, he does approach you. Welcome,
Mr.
O
Father,
travelers.
what?
1 second, Alexis. Let's see what he has to say.
Welcome, O travelers, to Denoa. My name is Father Rightwind.
I will tip my hat and extend a hand in greeting.
He shakes your hand.
It's good to meet you, Father. I'm Adam. These are my friends, Flynn, Alexis, Lucky, and Elle.
Right. And with those introductions, that's where we're going to leave off our first session today.
I'm getting
I hope
like...
you guys enjoyed.
Yes.
You know what vibes I'm getting? I'm definitely getting Fallout vibes. Definitely getting
Yeah.
Fallout
Yeah.
vibes.
Yeah, it's a big inspiration. Well, I hope you enjoyed. What did
Yes.
Yeah.
Got punched by a tree, best session ever.
Bunch about tree, best session ever. Yeah.
Is Maya still with us?
I don't know.
Oh
I
my
haven't
god,
heard
what
anything
happened?
from her.
Did she like fall
Maya.
asleep?
What?
Maybe.
It's like... Oh,
Are
you
you here?
Maya? Maya?
Yep.
Hey!
Cool.
We were looking for you just now.
Oh, rip.
A while ago, we weren't sure if you were here, so we kind of just assumed that you weren't. But it's good. Did you hear the last bits?
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah,
What'd you think of the
religion's your
session?
thing, right?
Yeah. Religion.
Really.
Yeah. So, you've left Sanctuary. You've met one of the major factions. You're about to meet another one. This is gonna be interesting.
All
Yeah,
right.
thanks.
With that, I am going to end our stream.
Goodbye.
Thank
You enjoyed.
you for watching. The next chapter of the stream will probably be on a different pitch channel, but those who would want to watch would probably be able to get the link from one of us. Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.